I will die on that hill.
I absolutely love Miley Cyrus.
You have failed this.
Love this show.
The sickest night ever.
Is this?
What are we doing?
No. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Call Guys podcast. I'm Gunner, also known as Chico Noise, 3-time podcast host, always spooky. And yes, Colton and I are dressing as Jay and Silent Bob for Halloween this year. Right, Colton?
I mean, I didn't know that. That'd be awesome. I think we could pull that off. I mean, I've already got a costume already going that when by the time this airs, it'll already be known. So we're going as I'm going to go as Shaggy. Wife's going to go as Velma, and the kid's going to be Scooby-Doo.
Nice.
And my wife took some cardboard from work and made the mystery machine. And so we're going to put that, and we got a canopy for our
You're going to put that, oh yeah.
And we're going to put that on top. And I'm still trying to think about getting a fogger and putting it in the cart, but I don't know how well that would go.
You're going to smoke William out.
So
nice. That's awesome.
So yeah, so it looks really cool. So I'm sure it'll be on Facebook. So we might have to post it on there, but it's going to be a good time. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that's all. I mean, you guys always go extravagant on Halloween, I feel like.
Yeah, Bree, my wife, is a huge costumes person, so she's like, we got to do something. We got to do something. And I'm just like, I could care less. So, I mean, last year we were the Ring Circus. That was really cute and adorable.
Yeah.
So.
Oh yeah, I remember seeing pictures. I can't wait to see these pictures.
They're going to be good. It's going to be good. So.
What is your trick or treat?
I think we do it Monday.
Okay, nice. So
today.
On Halloween.
It's today. Yeah, it's on Halloween. So
sweet. That's awesome. That's fun.
Are you guys in the new house? You guys think it's a trick or treating hotspot, or?
I don't know. We're gonna figure out.
What are you doing?
Hopefully, handing out candy. Sarah thinks it's Saturday night, so it'll be the Saturday before this airs, but she thinks it's Saturday night. So we're gonna pick up some candy, and we're gonna be prepared for whatever night it is.
Just have your light on from from Friday to
Monday. Evening hits. Sarah has the outside lights on, like they are a beacon. So.
Oh, you gotta love that.
Yeah. So no, that's good. That was actually my question was, what are you dressing up for Halloween this year? I mean, that was one of my first questions I was going to ask you. So everyone, welcome back to the Call Guys podcast. It is episode 33. Tim Riggins.
That's Trace. What up?
Yeah,
Shout out to the Trace man himself.
That's right. And it is, in fact, Halloween. So happy Halloween to everybody out there. If you're taking your kids trick-or-treating this evening, or you have been trick-or-treating, I hope you had a safe time. I hope your kids have fun. If you're going tonight, please be safe out there. Make sure you're checking all that stuff and make sure your kids are safe. So that's the most important thing. I know it's kind of a lot bigger now than it used to be that people are doing crazy things. So just pay attention. Make sure your kids are safe and make sure they're having fun.
Yeah, that's always my biggest thing is the weather is usually kind of crappy out.
Yeah.
And,
Oh yeah, make sure they're warm too.
Make sure they're warm is the big thing.
Yeah.
I know the last 2 years for the kid, we've done actual, like last year he was in a lion's costume.
Yeah.
And he about sweat out of that. And this year he's going to be in a Scooby-Doo costume. So it's plan ahead. So yes. I know it's Indiana.
It might be 85 and sunny tonight.
It could be. It could also be 40 and rain.
Yeah, it might be 85 sunny, and the sun for some reason won't set until 9 p.m.
Oh.
We just hit midsummer again. It's crazy.
Uh-oh.
Crazy. Colton,
what up?
Since you already told me what you're going to dress as for Halloween this year, I probably actually won't dress as anything. I just like to hand out candy. I like to see the kids, in their costumes and all that. How was your week?
Just busy, man. Work is busy. It's killer right now. So
good.
Staying afloat there. My coworker, he went on vacation on Friday and today. So he's one man crew there. That's gonna be fun. So just just to the grindstone, man. It's that time of the year, so just busy no matter what I'm doing. So yeah, other
Yeah.
than that, wife's working, kid goes to daycare. He's not sick, knock on wood.
Yes, yes, yes. Keep
Um
knocking because we talked
it's
about this
coming.
before in the call, guys. It's like kids. It's always kids that get you sick. So William gets sick, and then Colton's sick. Skylar gets sick because Aspen and Sora gets sick. It's like a constant thing.
It's like you go through your whole life trying to build up your immune system, and some little like 2 foot nothing creature comes out and like brings new diseases and contagiousness, and
Yeah,
it's like, oh yeah, you haven't seen that in the last 30 years. Here
yeah,
you go. Well, thanks.
yeah. Have fun
So
sitting on the toilet for 10 hours.
yeah. Oh yeah. So yeah, man, how's your week, brother?
Not too bad. Um, been I mean works great. Work's busy. They're keeping me busy at least. There's a lot of other people that aren't busy, and whether they're getting sent home early or it's been kind of crazy up and down the last couple weeks. Um, Everything around the house is great. It's been what, 3 weeks almost since we moved in.
Oh,
Um,
nice, nice, nice.
so we're pretty much fully unpacked. We do have some stuff in the garage. We got the cars pulled into the garage, which was one of the things that was like, it's like when you get the cars to the point where you can, or the garage to the point where you can pull the cars in, that's like you're moved in finally, right? Everything's out of the garage. Still a mess.
Oh yeah.
I got to the point where everything's like clean. So now I feel like comfortable in the living room and the kitchen. Like everything feels like home.
Yeah.
Um, Other than that, I got my first mow of the new house done, which was
Nice.
which was a
Late
mess.
September,
Yeah,
October.
it was a mess. I went out and bought a gas push mower because my electric one wouldn't cut it with the yard, so it was super thick. And then actually you called me at the moment where I pretty much noticed that we had a limb down in the tree in the front yard. So then I spent an hour trimming that and
Nice.
got to meet my new neighbor.
Oh, nice.
Um,
How are
he
they?
he was super nice. I didn't meet his wife. I met him. He came across and offered to take the big thick part of the branch, and he was going to cut it up and use it for firewood. So that was nice of him. So we carried it over to his yard, and he's like, "Yeah, I'll cut it up and use it." So
Sweet.
saved me a lot of work, which was nice. So hopefully it's still sitting there at the time of this recording. So I have not seen the chainsaw come out yet, but I assume
Aye.
I
He's got
assume
the
it'll be
weekend.
gone. He does. He does. But other than that, man, it's just cleaning, doing stuff, unpacking, buying things. We got a new washer and dryer. I mean, it's just the things were at the time of this recording, we're going to Costco this weekend to go get the necessities, the bulk necessities. So
Like the bare necessities?
the bare necessities, the simple bare necessities. That's
Forget
right.
about your worries and your strife.
Yes.
Oh man.
No, yeah, it's been good.
Okay.
I'm pretty content with life right now. I'm not gonna lie to you. So
Dude, that's awesome.
anybody out there that's had the opportunity to listen to Tusop's Dolltober, I want to thank you all for checking that out. That they've done a really good job this month of doing different things. Today, as this releases, they are also releasing their live event
Their
at
live event, yeah.
Poor Brothers Brewery. So go check that out too. It's just they those guys are on top of it. It's crazy to like all the episodes they're putting out, all the stuff they're doing on social media, the different ads and stuff they did for like the chiller fillers and stuff like that. Like that's just it's crazy to me that somebody's finding the time to do that.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're absolutely killing it in that aspect. And I'm a little sad that we didn't get to meet up with them yet. Hopefully we can do that in the future, obviously
Oh, we
sooner
will.
rather than later.
We will.
So I'm really excited for that team up because I feel like I am an avid listener of everything under the Empire because I'm worried about the Emperor coming after me. So plus I also do a lot of driving for work, so that
Yeah.
also
Yeah, the
that
time.
puts me in a different category than most. But yeah, I listened to all their Dolltobers. I could care less if I ever had a doll in this house because
Yeah.
of that.
Yeah.
Because I didn't realize it. I don't know, Dad, if you're listening or someone from my family's listening, but I know my grandparents had those Raggedy Ann dolls, Raggedy Ann and Andy dolls, and that is the original. For those who didn't listen to Two Stop or don't know, but that's the Raggedy Ann doll, I believe, is the doll that is technically the Annabelle doll.
Yeah, it is.
And I remember seeing those dolls in my grandparents' house, and I'm pretty sure we got pictures of them somewhere. So if anybody from my family is listening to this episode, Samantha, if you got pictures of that, send it to me, because I'd love to see them and send them into the group message, because if you guys didn't get that opportunity to listen to that Annabelle, it's really good. They actually all did a really good job of explaining the stories. So
I enjoyed all of them. I enjoyed the crossover, Team Boozers, Team Tejas crossover. That was cool. And it's important that we talk about this. This is Halloween, so if you haven't had a chance to go listen to those episodes, this would be a great day to just binge listen to all of them. Oh God.
This.
Oh God.
Oh my gosh.
I don't think
Who is this?
I've never seen so many action figures in my life.
No joke.
What's up?
Oh God. Oh no. This shirt.
Yeah, you like that, Chad?
Yeah, Lux Air. I like it.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Call guys.
This is a technically counterfeit merchandise, I believe.
I have a feeling we're
looks
gonna
like
hear
a
about...
101. Looks like a 101.
Yeah.
Number one fan, baby.
That might be worth some money someday.
Yeah, I'm gonna get you guys to sign it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna sign it right above you.
I'm checking out your wall, man. You got some stuff.
Man, I really wanted to set up the camera by my glass case where all my like really cool stuff is, but the glare would be like gnarly as shit. But yeah, we got the Turtles, we got the Transformers, we got some Power Rangers and Gundam, and it's a little bit of everything. Got some street sharks down there.
Street sharks.
Nice.
Oh my.
Well, for everybody listening that doesn't know who this is Logan. He is one of the hosts, which we were literally just talking about.
I'm trying to get used to I'm not used to being recorded like video wise while podcasting. So I'm like,
you have the same, I would be honest, you have the same effect that Gunnar has, is that he can't stop looking at himself when he talks.
Yeah, no, I do.
My thing is I'm not even looking at myself. I'm looking at you two goofy bastards right here. So like my camera, I guess I could have put on top of my screen, but then it wouldn't have caught all my cool shit. So
I think it's just a different angle. Yeah, you got it.
I like it.
That is a nice setup. That is a very nice setup you got there.
Yeah, I want to get some better. This is just like the generic Walmart shelves. I built the diorama and stuff myself for the Turtles, but like I want to get some more of these like IKEA glass shelves and everything. Only problem is that the kids like to stick their hands against it, the Windex, all the time.
Gunnar, you don't know about that life yet, but you will know about that life.
I don't.
The best part is I've got my two little daughters trained not to do it, but then my nephew comes over and the first thing he does is stick his greasy ass little mitts on the and just points at everything. He's like, trains? I was like, yes, trains. Now let's back up off the glass. But,
you need to put a little fence in front of it so he can.
Yeah, you think.
Only view from here. So yes, this is Logan from Team Tejas and from the United States of Paranormal. He stopped in to do something. I don't know exactly what it is, but he stopped in to do something.
Well, first of all, I just want to talk to you guys. I feel well, first and foremost, I'm stoked to be here before the Skywalker ever got here.
BS. It's BS. That's right.
So that's dope. And it's different watching it on YouTube than being in person, because like Colton's screen and your screen keeps pulling up a lot closer. So I get a look at the backgrounds a lot better.
Oh yeah.
That's pretty dope. And so is this your new setup, or are you still working on it?
Oh, it'll change. It's going to change quite a bit.
Are you still at your old place or new place?
New place. This is a new house.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, it's kind of just a conglomeration of what I have.
Yeah, I see the Miss Minute, and then the vintage cameras you've talked about, people sending you.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, you got it. I got this down. here that I've been holding on to for literal years for your dad when I see him. The 7-Eleven Slurpee Kansas City Chief straw that I've had for almost a decade at this point. And I saw him and completely forgot to bring it with me. So.
Oh man, he'll be stoked to get that.
Yeah,
almost
at this point it's
guarantee
an antique. So
yeah.
So
That's
how's it
great.
been going? What did I miss so far?
This episode, just the intro stuff. We talked about Halloween. Colton,
Are you dressing up? You dressing up for Halloween?
he is.
I'll figure something out. I always do. I originally made a killer clown costume I was gonna wear, but then I put it on the big stand, and I don't want to take it off there ever again if I don't have to.
I don't blame you.
It's horrible. What was the question of the pod, or did you guys forget it again?
We haven't done it yet. You want to do it? You want to do it with us?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right.
Perfect.
All right. Well, since it's Halloween. This is airing on Halloween. I'll let you plug your episode coming out on Halloween. Before you leave,
the brewery. Yeah. So looking forward to that. I keep thinking it's tomorrow, but my schedule's all whacked out, but it's Saturday, so I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and then this airs on Monday, so it's just hard to brain out.
It's already happened. It was a
podcast land's weird, man. It's hard to
get around. Oh, it really is.
We've got we're finally about to be done with the whole Dolltober thing, which I am happy to be done with it. Oh man. But like the crazy part is I recorded our first 2-parter before we even got to October that we're going to put out, but it's been recorded at this point for like 3 months. So we have to record a disclaimer before that even comes out being like, listen, if this sounds like older 2SOP episodes, it's because technically it is. It was recorded forever ago. And this whole special event pushed everything way back.
Yeah.
And like with you guys, like if you have I know you guys don't really do the backlog, but with us, backlog is weird because my team only goes twice a month, you know?
Yeah.
So like we've got, like I said, that's been sitting in the can forever. So it's going to sound like we were brand new at this thing when we've been doing it for like 6 months now or something like that.
Yeah. You guys are talking about like the 4th of July in this episode or something.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Oh, that's my face.
What is this?
That's my face.
How many more people can we get in this thing?
Oh, we can load it up.
Are you getting a call from yourself?
Wow, you want to talk about some time travel stuff here?
It even says Gunner Golden.
It does. I don't know what's going on right now.
I don't either.
Colton Keel.
Oh God.
You have become quite the podcaster.
Why is he labeled Gunner Golden?
You shall no longer be known as Juan Keel for one.
Juan Keel for
You
3.
shall only be addressed as Vanilla Thunder.
That's
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna die.
That's horrible.
Hey Zorro, I think you forgot to cut out the holes.
Damn it, man! It's me. Come on.
Oh my!
Oh, it's Silent Bob.
It's Silent Bob.
Oh, that's awful. It's funny you call him Zorro because one of my last Halloween memories I have of being with them before we moved and everything is my parents had a haunted house in our garage, and I dressed as Zorro, and I was a little asshole when I was a kid. And I don't know if he remembers this, but I smacked
That you
him
were an asshole when you were a kid?
I
totally
know you remember
remember
that. But I smacked him repeatedly with my Zorro sword, so he took it.
I believe it.
Yeah, no, it was deserved.
I probably still have it.
Yeah, it's a possibility. I know I didn't get it back.
Get it back.
But it was deserved.
Awesome. So what's up, Emperor?
Actually, I just wanted to pop in for a minute and once again apologize to you face to face.
What up?
That you were not invited to Montana's wedding.
I even got an invite. I don't even live in the state.
I've come to grips with that. I've mourned properly. I don't know where to put you guys in the Christmas card list now.
Well,
unfortunately, she is a family bearing name now, and you also will have the repercussions of her actions. Okay, so with that being said,
All right.
Technically,
Yeah.
she's not a golden anymore, so I don't know if that
Ooh,
falls on his
Chris-
shoulders.
That's
Ooh,
where you're
crisscross.
wrong. That's
Crisscross,
where you're
Logan.
wrong.
Crisscross.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, it gets weirder. He took the golden last name.
What? That's dope. So you added a golden. What the fuck?
We did. We added the
I-
golden.
I don't know
I will-
about the F bombs in the call, guys. I know they don't get dropped that often. I'll try my best, but like I cannot make any promises.
I mean, you can't be any worse than another crossover episode we had where it was said and then asked, "Can we say that?" Multiple times.
I'm just stating
Still
it
the
will
funniest
happen.
moment. Still a funny moment.
So let me redeem myself. Let me redeem the golden name to Vanilla Thunder.
Okay,
If I
I'm
can.
listening. I'm listening.
All right. So I would like to ask you
Oh, this is
Also-
real.
that when I renew my vows at 35 years, which of course is 4.5 years from now, it
Oh,
is a little
geez.
ways away. It is a little ways away.
Yes.
Would Vanilla Thunder officiate my renewals?
Of
Tell
course
him
I would.
All right.
Nice.
We need the applause.
He said I do. He said I do.
That's too funny.
Now that you got him signed up to do it, you got to make sure you renew your vows somewhere really far away so he has to go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking like, I don't know. Let's just do it in like
Kansas City.
Gatlinburg or Kansas City. Yeah.
Ooh, yeah. Make him do it in enemy territory.
Yeah.
I was gonna say Cleveland.
Oh, shit.
Right
No,
next to
I
the
mean,
dumpster.
Right next to the dumpster fire. Yeah. Son of a bitch. Logan, I love your shirt.
Oh yeah, no,
It's fantastic.
He ruins a work shirt.
dude. I ruin work shirts constantly. You know, how many of
Logan,
these
I want to
have?
know. Logan, I want to know something. How many work shirts do you really have?
Oh, so many. Dude.
Exactly.
The worst part is like they're all this awful gray color.
Yep.
And it's not even my company name. Oh, that's over here.
Yeah.
It's not my company name. It's
Cameras are hard.
That's the
equipment we
brand. That's the
sell.
brand name. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but I get to see, I've been with the company a total of like almost 12 years, like as a whole.
Oh, nice.
And I get to see shirts that people that worked there back in the 80s had that were like green and blue and said Solar Supply that they're still wearing. I'm like, what the hell? Where do I get one of those? And they're like, oh, Time Machine is where you go.
They skimped. They
Yeah.
skimped a big
So it's
time.
just the
Gunner
gray
closed his
shirts.
eyes.
I've got so many of them. It's not even funny.
Yeah, we
So-
do colors. We
lucky.
do a good job of changing up the colors every year. Like this year, we went with like a Texas University burnt orange. We went
See,
with a cream.
that's nice. See,
and
we one year
blue.
we got like a dark blue, and me being the only like smaller person at work, like they send like a huge box of shirts to give away to customers and stuff.
Oh,
And there'll
yeah.
be like 4 mediums in there, and I just get tossed 4 mediums, and they're like, "Good luck."
Oh,
That's it.
I can't tell you how many times I've had to tell a customer, "Hey, what sweatshirt do you want?" Well, you understand our clientele is a
Yeah,
bit,
it's the heavier
bit
set.
larger.
Ironically, because they got to fit in attics and stuff, and they're just larger people.
Dude, I listened to a guy squeeze into a crawl space, a 2-block crawl space one time, and I was like, "How did you get in there? There's not enough grease in the world to get you in there, brother."
Nice.
I was like, "Yeah, so yeah, we have that problem with smaller sweatshirts," and they're
Yeah.
like, "Well, you don't have enough for fat people or something?" Like, oh. I'm like,
Yeah, I
my
have to
job
take
is
'em.
not to wonder why, but only to supply.
Oh,
Nice.
So
what?
Where's,
Hey,
where's Conrad John, man? We got it. He's already
joke.
rhyming.
well, hey, since I got all 4 of you, or 3 of you, before we're counting myself, I do have a question of the pod. Logan had said something about it before. So how about we all answer this question of the pod? Halloween
Absolutely.
theme question of the podcast. What was your favorite candy to get while trick-or-treating?
Ooh. See, that's tricky because I really just don't dig sweets. But I've always been partial to like gummy stuff personally. Like, I think like when we were kids trick or treating, like the gummy lifesavers
Oh yeah.
that like came in the little plastic tray, and there would be like 5 of them in there. Those were dope as hell. But if I gotta go with a candy bar, I'm a Snickers man.
Snickers.
So are we going full size, or are we going?
You do it whatever you want. I mean,
mini?
are you the kid that goes out and like searches for the house that was
Were
like
you getting full size candy bars as a kid? Because
We
I,
never
do.
did.
I mean, I lived in Bourbon, so you
yeah.
you had to travel. You had to travel to a relative's house,
Well,
go to
listen.
that house, and then walk in.
Etna Green, we had the lady that only did popcorn balls.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like,
Oh my
great,
gosh.
a popcorn ball. Exactly what I want.
A popcorn ball. I mean, if it's a mini, if it's a fun size, I don't know what it is, but I love a mini size Twix.
Oh yeah, Twix
Nice.
is a solid candy bar. In Germany, there was something they handed out that, like, I shit you not, it was in a package, like pre-made package and everything. It was literally just like micro toast. It was just 2 pieces of little tiny toast, and that's what they handed out to kids.
Like a
And the first
baguette.
time I opened one of those, I was like, "What the hell is that?"
Dude, they do a lot of weird stuff over here.
It's like, it's just toast. It's just small ass toast, but all right, whatever.
Small ass toast.
And Germany has awesome candy, so you feel even like double robbed when you're getting handed toast during Halloween. So
That's a good point. What about you, Emperor?
As a kid, I have to say pretty much the standard, man. If you get a Reese's peanut butter cup, that was the shit. That's what you'd eat all day long. But one of the greatest trick or treat treats that I ever got, and I kind of might have stole it from the kids.
Dad tax.
Was this lady when we went to Mentone? We went down there with Ty and Darian and Ashley and all them trick-or-treating with Dones, and this lady was giving out the full-size tins of the butter cookies. You know what I'm talking about? Like they had like the sugar on top of them.
Oh
yeah.
I mean, I think wait, hold on. I have a
I have one right here.
I have a tin. It's full of like other crap now because it's nice to store shit. But one of these. She was handing out one of these. This isn't the original or anything, but
either she was really well off, or she just been saving them year after Christmas and just was handing them out.
that
Oh,
could
they
be.
were
But
stale.
no, they weren't. They were still good. They were still good.
I don't think those things actually go stale. I think you can eat those until the next December.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I love those things. That's a problem. That's why I'm so fat. Those and Twinkies. Bad news. What about you there, Chico? What is yours?
Man, I've always hated Smarties, like absolutely hated Smarties, but sweet
Smarties
tarts, I love sweet tarts. And you get them, a lot of people give them that like same wrapper that the Smarties come in, and you just down a whole thing of sweet tarts. I love sweet tarts. Chewy, regular, the big ones. I don't care. I like them.
Nice.
Good. That's a good one.
Yeah,
Not
so-
upset. Not upset.
Yeah.
I just want to take a moment. I've been looking. Everybody's room right now looks really, really good right now.
Yeah.
The backdrops. I don't know who's watching this on YouTube right now, but I just would take a moment and just point out everybody has a really, really cool background for their shot. So that's what I've been doing. I've been looking at everybody's
Just
screen the whole
staring.
time.
Yeah. The Emperor's got his Kansas City guitar. He's got Iron Man on the wall. Logan's got all these action figures. Colton's got a drum kit, and I've got a bunch of random crap.
Well, you got that really cool 50th anniversary towel that came from Arrowhead.
Yep. That's nice. It's very,
Colton's
very
background's
nice.
giving me like old sports bar feel to it. I think I see taps in the background and everything.
Well, you see how they're bar stools over there. That's his bar.
Yeah, that's it right there.
Nice.
It goes around and makes a nice little L. It's a pretty nice. I got a really nice basement.
It's a wet bar too, isn't it?
Yeah, it's got a little sink and
Basements aren't something you really see a whole lot around here. We don't really have a need for them. Plus flood levels. So
yeah, I was gonna say, what's the weather like there right now?
right now is probably, I think the highest it was today was like maybe 89. but I've been like in the mornings.
Yeah,
in
we
the morning,
feel
it's
for
been
you.
like- it's been like 68 in the mornings, and then it gets up there and everything.
Wow. You know what it was here this morning? 34. And you know what the high was? I'm pretty sure it was like 50.
34.
Nah, I don't like. I absolutely love Indiana in basically every season until snow starts touching down.
Yeah, I remember
And,
watching you
yeah.
work on the Jetta in the snow.
Oh man, I hate snow. I've had enough of it. I've lived there. I've lived in Germany. When it snowed here, the first time it had snowed since I'd lived here, it was in high school. And they called off school, and all of these people were outside playing in the snow, and I was just laying in bed. I was like, I'm not getting up. I've seen snow. I don't care. And then my at that time girlfriend walked in my room without me knowing that she was there and pelted me with a fucking snowball. And I have never been so mad in my life. They were like, oh, it's snow. Let's go outside. And I was like, no, fuck snow. I've seen enough. I'm good.
Yep.
So I
Did you-
couldn't even go
did
back
you
to
still-
sleep.
Do you still have your poopy little jacket that you used to wear when you were up here in Indiana?
My orange puffy jacket.
Yeah.
Yes, I absolutely. My Marty McFly jacket.
I thought you said
do.
poopy jacket.
Yeah,
I was
that's what
like,
it sounded
poopy.
like.
I heard poopy.
Poopy.
Yeah,
Poop.
no,
It wasn't-
I
it
still have
wasn't-
my poofy jacket.
Hey,
That thing
Logan.
kept me warm, man.
Logan, quick question for you: who played Marty McFly?
You put me on the spot like that. Holy
Yes!
shit.
Yes.
As soon as you say
Yes!
it goes right out my head. Oh my god.
See, Colton, I'm not the
You
only
are
person
killing
in the
me
world.
right now.
Like you put, I have test anxiety, man. As soon as you hit me with it's Michael J. Fox, but as soon as you hit me with it, my brain
He
goes
got it.
out the
He
window.
did, he did.
But as soon as you say that, I start seeing him all of his movies. I was like the Frighteners popped in my head, Teen Wolf. I'm
Teen
seeing him
Wolf,
there, and I'm
yeah.
thinking of all of his names, his characters, but it's just like fucking Michael J. Fox just goes, "Phew."
Oh yeah. Oh, and that's
Right out.
exactly what it does. On the spot. Just yep. That's exactly
Horrible.
what happens.
Well, I have a question. Real quick. Emma Stone played
Shut
what?
up.
What was her
Shut
name?
up! Shut up!
What
Shut
was
up,
her
Jeremy.
name in
Shut up,
Spider- Spider-Man?
Shut up, Jeremy. Shut up, Jeremy.
Logan,
That's what
I
it
am
was.
I'm surprised you didn't catch that, to be honest.
Oh yeah. Unless you
man.
haven't finished that episode, but I'm glad because I was waiting for it. 'Cause
Which
we're gonna put-
episode was this?
32.
Monday.
Yeah, actresses.
Actresses, yeah.
No, I'm
I
still,
said
like,
Emma
halfway
Stone.
through.
I said Emma Stone was Mary Jane.
Did you
in
name
this.
her as one of your favorite actresses and say that?
Yeah.
I cannot confirm or deny.
But the worst part is I
that.
didn't notice it when he said it, so I didn't say anything, and it just went through.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
finished Indiana Chiefs fans today, but I haven't finished Call Guys yet. And I was wondering, did anybody name off Rosario Dawson?
No,
that's a good
but The
one.
night nurse.
Oh man, really?
I
That would
didn't think about
definitely be
it.
in my top 5. I mean, she kills it in Clerks too.
Mm-hmm.
Night
Ooh.
Nurse, and all of that stuff. Ahsoka.
Yes.
And on top of that, she was also killed it in Rent, and Rent's in my top musicals.
Oh, nice.
So
Look at that.
Nice.
Logan just gave
I
us an
can't-
email.
I can't believe that nobody said Kate Beckinsale.
I thought about putting Kate in there, but I get so much crap for liking that one movie franchise about the Lycans and the vampires.
Underworld.
Underworld, man,
Underworld.
that was metal when I was
Oh,
a kid. dude.
I remember watching those and I was like, this is so bad, but I love it.
Oh no, that came out while
Oh,
we were
the story is
overseas, so I was
crap.
probably like 12.
Yeah.
and I just thought it was the coolest shit ever.
Oh, I thought it was cool. I love the story. The storyline. I don't want to say I love the storyline, but the storyline kept me going. And I was like, they made another one of these. I got to watch it.
Yeah, I think I'm 2 behind. I think they've done 2 that I haven't seen.
I think they have. It's crazy. That'd probably be a good Halloween series to binge.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Logan, I listened to the last T-Sop episode. Man,
One, the
words.
Diddler doll. Man, we had a person email us. We shouted out somebody that reviewed us. His handle is Strawman, and that's like his actual last name.
Yeah.
And he sent us an email, and he was like, "Oh, I'm so stoked to find out I was in." And this motherfucker just walked right off.
He does that shit all the time.
I'm listening.
But he sent us an email, and he was like, "Oh, I'm so stoked for the email," and blah blah blah. And he was like, "It just it just sucks to be tied down to the Diddler doll for the rest of forever." And I was like, "Yeah, man." I was like, "If you're gonna be tied down to a doll, you don't want it to be the one that can't go anywhere within a fucking Chuck E. Cheese." So
That's right.
it's always Brandon too. Like he always, every time he tells a case, there is something horrific that happens along those lines.
Kind of true
every time. So,
man.
Hey, Dolltober was a great success. I think we got some really good stories out of it, and the merch is amazing that Logan put together. If you haven't got there, you can actually get there at UnitedStatesParanormal.com for all the t-shirts and stuff.
It's not as good as this.
It's not as good as that being his number one work shirt.
Yeah.
Well, is today the last day?
No, technically it's not over. I mean, this was the last doll episode, unless somebody manages to squeeze a doll into the brewery episode, because that will air on Halloween, still in October.
Yeah.
I hope not. I'm so done with dolls at this point.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's been fun. It's definitely a trippy, because normally we have at a max 4 episodes a month, and by the time this is done, we will have 6.
Yep.
Yeah.
So it was a bit. Everybody got to go this month. I went first, then Jeremy, Matt, Alicia with all of us, and then Bose went last.
Yeah.
So.
Yes.
Yeah,
And sorry.
Nice.
Sorry to all the Call Guys and Two Stop listeners out there that we did not get our crossover in for this episode.
Well, we got like a micro crossover.
Micro
going on right
crossover,
here.
yes.
Yeah, we do.
But we will have one coming soon.
Oh, I got stuff loaded up for your boy Matt.
Oh yeah, take him down a peg, man. He needs it all the time. Any chance I get to dress either of them down, I go for it.
I feel like
tell.
he's unfazed by anything. I feel like he's just hard to.
He grew up with Brandon, so they're both pretty dead inside when it comes to stuff like that. They're pretty gnarly to each other. How we talk to each other is how our whole friend group talks. It's just a constant berating. You can't show a sign of weakness, or you just get mowed down. So we're all pretty jaded.
Yeah.
And then right after this brewery event, the weekend after, I actually go on vacation after Wednesday, and we have our annual, all of us friends get together and go to the Texas Renaissance Festival, which is the biggest Renaissance festival in the United States. And we go camping for 2 days. And this year we have over 22 people going as a whole.
Wow.
Group. So we are polishing off Dolltober with going out to Renaissance Festival and getting belligerently drunk.
And pissing each other's tents.
No. That is one person that pisses in tents. And if you guys, I don't know if you two have ever seen our skunk ape design.
Oh yeah.
That is actually, we call skunk ape Mott's, and that is actually got modeled after our friend Kyle, because in the middle of the camping at night, we were all sleeping, and he's a big guy, big guy. He's drunk and he's in his tent, and I just hear him wake up in the middle of the night, and I hear what sounds like somebody pawing against the tent. He's trying to get out of his tent and he can't. And we just hear him go, no. And he peed all over his tent on the inside. And he wears basketball shorts and a backwards baseball cap all the time. So that's why Skunk Ape is sitting there pissing on a tent while wearing basketball shorts and a backwards hat.
Nice.
But yeah,
I like it.
But yeah, it's been a fun month. It's been a hectic month. So
Yeah, loved every minute of it.
But we
Loved
definitely
every
we definitely look forward to doing some kind of crossover. Have you guys come out there and square off against the guys and me, and have the guys come out here.
At least you guys won't get any crap when you guys do your 30-minute intro before your topic, because that'll be the whole episode for us. It'll just be 2 hours of your 30-minute intro.
Oh man, you don't even know the half of it, because that's just the stuff that they leave in, because when we sit down to record, it's always about an hour before we actually, it's recording, but we don't actually start we're just sitting there talking and stuff. Like the amount of times we've sat down and talked about, we probably have like an hour and 30-minute Marvel conversation from like 4 episodes back where we were just talking before we were like, okay, let's go.
So, yeah, you know what? Send it to us and we'll just post it and we'll just say Two Stop takes over the call, guys.
You gotta have us all in here for that, because everyone's got different taste in the Marvel. Like everybody's top 5, top 10 are always absolutely different.
Yeah, like I love Thor: The Dark World, so
I know you're joking. No, you can't get me started on that though, because I'll start going and going and going and going and going. I have so many things to say about the newest Thor movie. It just
well, you know what?
Oh, I'm excited.
Maybe we'll get you in for that, and we can sit down and talk.
I swear Thor's power just makes him dumber and dumber as the franchise goes on.
Yeah,
it seems to be contagious. If you touch the hammer, you start getting dumb.
In other news, I am dressing as Thor for Halloween.
Is that your costume?
No.
Oh man, I wanted to see you with the blonde wig on. That would have been dope.
No, it's all right. Well, I do want to thank you guys both for stopping in. I mean,
are you trying to kick me and Golden J off?
Yeah, get out, because we gotta talk about Halloween stuff.
Well, the real experts here.
I don't know about that.
Dude, I'm telling you, we should have had you guys on for this one just to talk about it, because I know my Halloween knowledge and Gunner's Halloween knowledge is like not even an eighth of what your guys' knowledge is.
I'm right here, man. I'm right here.
Dude, I'm down. I'm down.
You want to stick on? You guys want to stick it out?
I mean, I've got some Halloween knowledge I'll drop on you. Absolutely.
Golden Emperor? Yeah, I think you should. You should.
I'm here.
They're sticking it out.
I was just gonna bop in and bop out, but
that's your two Stop crossover right there, because look, that's a Bouger right there, and you got your Tejas right here.
Holy crap! Look at this.
This is Halloween
impromptu crossover.
Okay, before we get into some Halloween stuff, I do want to drop a couple things. We always like to talk about stuff that's coming out here. Let's see, what was it last week? Black Adam did come out. So if you have gone and seen it, Colton and I have not seen it yet.
Correct.
If you have seen it, send us an email. Let us know what you thought. Send the reviews. You can send those to thecallguyspodcast@gmail.com. And then look forward to November 11th. That is Wakanda Forever. And we're actually not going to see it on opening weekend.
Yeah, that's going to be tough.
It is. We're going to try to see it the Friday after, hopefully, because I will be off to Kansas City that weekend. So hopefully that Friday we can hit it up and I can get up early and
some trailers came out. Did you see any of those trailers?
I did. You want to cover them?
I know they came out with the Guardians of the Galaxy, the Christmas special or the holiday special.
Yeah.
They came out with that one. Yeah.
Did you guys check out the Werewolf by Night special? Yeah.
I have not watched it. I watched the trailer for it. I have not watched it yet. Maybe when we get done, I will go watch that.
We were watching, I think we were finishing up something on Disney Plus with the kid. And I looked to my wife and I said, hey, do you want to watch this? And it was that werewolf thing. And she's like, oh, let's watch the trailer. So we watched the trailer and I'm watching this thing and I'm like,
yes.
And she looks at me. She's like, you want to watch this tonight? I said, why don't we watch it like, I don't know, around noon tomorrow?
I loved it.
It looks good.
I'm a diehard Marvel monster fan, has always been my thing. I always liked Spider-Man as a kid, but like my go-to pulls from the shelf were Ghost Rider, Blade, Doctor Strange, Man-Thing, Werewolf by Night. I love the Legion of Monsters. So as soon as I saw that trailer, which came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I was so stoked. And now I'm liking these little specials they're doing. That Guardians of the Galaxy one looks pretty dope. So
yeah, I think so. I think that's either going to be, I feel like it's going to be either really, really good or just super cheesy.
Yeah.
So I don't know. We'll see. Everyone kind of knows my take on the MCU right now. They're just
see DC just landed James Gunn is going to be
James Gunn as
Kevin Feige.
Yep. So. I saw that. What was the other trailer that came out, Gunner?
Oh man, I remember watching it and I cannot think what it was.
Oh gosh, Logan's a Doctor Who fan, right?
Oh,
You saw that?
Oh yeah, that was
You know,
gnarly, man.
you know what made me upset? His
What's that?
jacket. His jacket wasn't the right color.
It was weird to see him regenerate with the jacket.
I was
Like,
so
the
confused.
Usually when the clothes, usually they're in the clothes of the pre-existing doctor.
Yeah,
But something's wonky anyways for it to happen. So like,
Yeah,
I'm sure they'll explain it away.
I was talking to my buddy. He's actually from Britain and moved over when he was a little kid. So he remembers like when he was a child, the Doctor Who and how cool it was over there at the time. And he sends this to me and he's like, "Hey, what'd you think?" Type of thing. I was like, "Dude, man, I think what they're just trying to do is they're trying to bring back all the old fans of Tennant and Smith.
They're bringing back the good writers.
They
They're
brought
bringing
back Davies and
favorites.
Russells, and I think they're trying to, get
Yeah.
some head steam into this new Doctor that's going to come out. So I think they're trying to just pull the old fans
Yeah.
back.
And then my boy Matt Smith's over there in the Game of Thrones universe.
Oh, absolutely killing it.
Yeah. So that was dope. But no, I'm excited for that's the first time I've been excited for Doctor Who in a long time. So I mean, that's definitely what they're aiming for. It worked. So
Yeah, I can't wait for the throwaway line where it says how this happened. So
yeah.
well,
Well, that's what I liked about his first line being back is like his first line as a doctor was talking about like new teeth. That's weird. And the first thing he does from that, he's like, I know these teeth.
I know these teeth. Yes, is a great callback.
Yeah.
I remember the trailer.
Yeah, it was Quantumania.
Quantumanium. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that looked bonkers, man.
It does.
They
That's exactly what I said.
They changed Ant-Man's daughter's actress for the fourth time.
Yeah,
I was gonna say, that's the third or fourth one.
That's
think.
homegirl from She was in Supernatural and she was in Freaky with Vince Vaughn. She's a solid actress. I dig her.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
it's. I don't know. I told Colton that I think it's going to be out there. It's going to be. I don't know that it's going to be bad, but like the Skywalker says, I'm not getting my hopes up for this one. So just by the trailer where it's like that, I'm Scott Lang. Like it's like we're going with this, and I'm not going to get excited. So
Are they breaking the fourth wall on that one?
no, it's just
Or
a
it's just
narration in the trailer.
Okay.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. She-Hulk shows up.
Oh god.
Hey, real quick while we're on that, I did finally finish it. I actually kind of like the whole screen thing and
Kick him out, Gunner.
Hey, listen,
kick him out right
you guys
now.
don't want to
Kick
hear
him
my
out right
opinions
now.
on She-Hulk then because you'll kick me out too.
Kick him.
I
Gunner.
love the show, but I
Kick
hated
him
last
out.
episode.
Kick them both out, Gunner. Get rid of him right now.
Dude, she literally like her big thing, like, and I know like certain things don't transition to screen, but she literally in the comic books rips the page.
Oh, I know.
open
That's what I told Colton.
and everything.
Yeah, and like I said, I like when they pull inspiration from the comics, but don't make it a comic book.
I think
And-
the next season is going to be more what Gunner wants. I think like her saying at the end, she was like, I want this to be a comedy procedural. I think
Yeah.
that's what they're going to do next season. I think they're going to lean hard into it.
I hope
Man,
so.
I hope because I loved it. I loved it until the last 20 minutes. I just got angry.
I think doing Scar as a reveal was probably shouldn't have done it in
It should have been a movie. It should have been a
Well,
movie.
where don't reveal a major character that's CG based when your CG budget is way lower than the movie budget.
Jeez, I
And
think
his haircut looked awful.
He'll look
like-
completely different in the
Don't
movie.
Scar
worry.
has long hair in the comic books. In this, he had like a crop circle of hair in the back of his
With a
head.
ponytail, yeah.
And
he had like a monk cut.
Yeah, I thought he had dreadlocks or the weave or whatever.
No, he just had a round patch of hair that went out to a ponytail, and it looked
It looked like it was cut like right before he walked in.
Yeah.
yeah. So that's
They
just,
stopped by the barber real quick on the way in.
Yeah, I don't know what they're. I don't know what they're doing with that because the Scar stuff in the comic books came from a whole different direction that hasn't any of it happened in the universe. So I don't know what they're doing with it or how.
You know, it's kind of funny you mentioned his haircut and he's from Sakar and wasn't the barber, the barber in
yeah,
Ragnarok
Stan
was
Lee-
Stan Lee.
Stan Lee, yeah.
So that's probably who cut his hair.
It's a possibility.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's
God.
all I had for stuff coming out. It wasn't much, but I mean, I think some especially Black Adam. I heard it's really good, so go check it out. I mean, I heard it's what with the Rock's The
highest
Rock's
grossing movie, opening
it's-
weekend movie.
The thing is it's just like it seems like they're giving Dwayne a lot of power, and it almost seems like it might bite them in the ass in the long run, because he seems to be dictating a lot of stuff that's going on over there, and like he wants Black Adam to be done a certain way, and it seems like he is not interested in Black Adam squaring up with Shazam at all.
Yeah.
Which is weird.
He just wants to fight Henry Cavill at this point.
No, because I guarantee you the way he looks at it is like Shazam's goofy, and which their version of Shazam is really silly.
Yeah.
And would not mesh with that Black Adam at all.
Oh no.
Like
he
it just
seems kinda...
so he just wants to fight the brooding version of Superman,
Yeah.
But we'll see how it goes. James Gunn's gonna take the helm, and James Gunn did Peacemaker, and I love that show. That show was dope.
Yeah.
So
I've heard really good things about it.
John Cena killed
Peacemaker. I haven't watched it yet.
Did John Cena really kill it? I mean,
Oh, he did.
I don't dislike John Cena. I just don't know that I love him as an actor.
Oh, dude, you absolutely. Well, first you got to watch the Suicide Squad with him in it.
I have
foremost.
I watched the Suicide Squad. I mean, sorry.
It picks up after that.
So wait, it picks up after that. Wasn't he killed in the Suicide Squad?
He survived. It's like at the end of Suicide Squad, they show him in the hospital.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it ties into that, and like it was really I enjoyed that show from start to finish. It's got it's got the actor that played the liquid metal Terminator in T2.
Yeah,
it's Peacemaker's dad and everything in it, and like everybody in that show just kills it.
I really liked Birds of Prey. I know that's probably not a popular thing, but I really actually enjoyed that movie.
I've seen
Cole's never watched it.
I've seen it once.
It came with a great fucking soundtrack, though. Good.
Oh no,
golly.
like soundtrack was dope.
Yeah, but I actually enjoyed that one because it brought in the characters from like Black Canary and so on and so forth.
The comic book movies are getting weirder and weirder with introducing characters that are like heavily tied to other characters without having those other characters. Like you get Black Canary in a movie, but you don't have a DC Universe movie Green Arrow in existence.
Right.
And you're like,
which would be cool.
Yeah, and you're like, what the hell's there? And there's tons of characters they've introduced without. It's just like Venom. You got Venom movies where Venom doesn't have a spider on his chest because he doesn't have a Spider-Man, and you're just like, how is this where we're at? It's just stuff like that. It's getting weirder and weirder. They're like
Sony's that reason.
Stuff.
Sony's that reason.
Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get into some Halloween stuff.
All right.
Let's get into some Halloween stuff. Colt and I kind of just said, let's wing it for this episode.
Yes, we did.
I know we were supposed to have Two Stop on here, and that all didn't work out. We're going to do that here in the future for a different subject.
Here.
And we do. So we're going to do movies. Let's just do top 3 Halloween themed movies, and then let's go into just some random stuff, traditions, music, certain things you love about Halloween. So I don't know who wants to start, but just give me your top 3 Halloween movies.
I'll take first.
Take
the
helm.
We're gonna do the old countdown.
3, 2 honorable mentions.
Honorable mentions, and then 1. 3 for me is going to be Halloween 3, Season of the Witch. Okay. I've talked about it on Two-Sop many of times. It is a Halloween movie, like your Michael Myers Halloween movie. Nothing to do with Michael Myers. Nothing to do with that universe other than Halloween actually shows up on the TV screen in the show as a trailer for Halloween. This movie pissed off so many people when it dropped because they're like Halloween 3 and everybody's like, oh, we're going to see Michael Myers, kill it again. And they get to theaters and not a drop of Michael Myers.
Yeah.
And it made people so mad. And if it wasn't for that, if they would have just called this movie Season of the Witch, I think it would have been an instant classic. People would have loved it. But they wanted to keep up with the Halloween stuff. They didn't have one set up. So they just pushed this out. And
quick question. Is this the one where the kids buy the mask and at a certain time?
Yeah. It's
okay.
The like 5 more days till Halloween, Silver Shamrock. I actually got right here. I've got all of them sitting up on the couch, but like,
oh my gosh.
I've got them all set up here. I get them out every year for Halloween and
Oh.
set them up.
So
but-
Snake Plissken, shout out. Logan just covered your movie. You're welcome, Snake. So there we go, little plug.
I absolutely love it. I forget the actor's name. The main actor is in movies like Night of the Comet and stuff, and he was in tons of 80 horrors movies, and he was always cheesy as hell. But he's like, he's just trying to figure out what's going on with these masks that are just like, some of them are activating early, and what it does is like worms and snakes start crawling out of these kids' heads while they melt. And there's a witch mask, the skeleton mask, and the jack-o'-lantern mask. And there's like throwaway lines throughout the thing. Like you hear the TV while there's dialogue going on in the background, be like, in later news, one of the heads from Easter Island is missing. And like, it's just in the background, and you're like, that has nothing to do with this. And like, it just gets weirder and weirder as it progresses. They go to a town where everybody acts strange. And then like, you find out there's like mandroids involved. And that company that's making the mask has the Easter Island head, and they're chipping off bits and putting it in the tags of the mask. And somehow that activates by the song on the TV. And it ends on such a down note because you got this guy, he thinks he stopped it, but like the broadcast is still scheduled and it's right about to hit Halloween. And he calls up the station on the TV, like the TV station, and they're playing the commercial, and he's just screaming, "Turn it off! Stop! Stop!" And the movie just ends.
Nice.
So it is one of my all-time favorites. The soundtrack for it is outstanding. I love it to death. And it's a cult classic now, but it really got robbed back in the day by them labeling it what they labeled it.
I need to go back and watch all of the Halloween movies.
You can skip some.
I just need to commit.
The one with, I'm trying to remember who was the rapper that showed up in one of them. But he literally like I'm trying to remember which rapper it was, but I think it might have been H2O or something. But he shows up and he kicks down the door and he was like, "Trick or treat, motherfucker!" And he fights Michael. That's pretty rough.
Oh my. Okay, the big question is, does your number 2 make you cry?
Always.
Oh man, it's hard to say what my number 2 would make me cry. You know what? I'm gonna go with yes.
Oh.
My number 2 is kind of a campier movie, and it would be the Monster Squad. Has anybody ever seen the Monster Squad? Oh, come on. It's
why does that sound really familiar?
The Monster Squad is like the Goonies meets Universal Monsters. It's a bunch of kids. It's cheesy as hell.
It does sound familiar.
But it's a bunch of kids that they like Universal Monsters. They get together. Some kid's mom at a garage sale finds him Van Helsing's old journal. It just so happens to correlate with Dracula, Kmart Dracula, because they don't want to get sued. Rolling back up to this town in an airplane with Frankenstein's monster in a crate that falls out the back of the airplane and lands in a swamp. And like all these monsters are just like coming in on this town because Dracula wants to get this book to make like it like Earth hell basically. And so these kids are trying to stop the monsters and everything. So they're like, there's like your classic 80s montage of stuff, like where they play a song that literally describes what's going to happen in the movie while they're doing stuff like making silver bullets in shop class and like taking out real estate stakes and sharpen them. There's a scene, Frankenstein's monster, of course, becomes their friend. And so there's a scene where he's looking at binoculars and he sees a girl getting dressed in there and he's like, "Boobies." And one of the famous lines from that movie is there's the fat kid who they literally just call Fat Kid in this movie because you got to have your like chunk.
Oh yeah.
They call him Fat Kid. And he's screaming at his buddy. He was like, "Kick him in the nards, kick him in the nards." And they're like, "Does Wolfman have nards?" And they kick him and Wolfman doubles over and they're like, "Wolfman has nards." It's just a fantastic movie.
I think I have seen that.
Dude, it's an amazing movie. I love it to death, but it's sad because at the end they open up the vortex to suck all the monsters in, right? Well, my homeboy Frankenstein's monster is a monster too. So he's getting sucked in, and he's holding on to the little girl's hand. It was like his best friend. And she's like, don't leave. And he just lets go because he doesn't want her to get sucked in there too. And he's just like, he's floating away, and he goes, bye. And she throws her teddy bear to him, and he's just gone forever in purgatory with all the monsters that hate him. So it's a pretty bad down note.
That's too
Yeah,
good. I need to go watch that.
I think I have seen that movie.
Yeah.
Oh,
I know,
it's great.
I know that ending. But
It's a like I said, it's like a Goonies. So it's kids friendly, but like 80s kids friendly, where like somebody like Dracula at one point has the little girl in his hand, and he was like, give me the book, and then just yells bitch in her face while hissing. And it's just like, you're like, whoa.
Nice.
But yeah, no, it's a great movie. I definitely recommend it. It's cheesy, but it's a fun watch, especially for Halloween.
Cheesy's good. Honorable mentions?
Idle Hands. With Seth Green.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything. I love that movie. It's a Halloween movie. It's got Jessica Alba was in it.
Yeah.
That'd be a
She was
very
young.
young Jessica Alba,
Yes, she
wouldn't it?
was a
Mhm.
very young Jessica Alba. I love that movie. It's goofy. You got his buddy Seth Green sitting there with the beer bottle sticking out of his head as a ghost and everything. It's a dope movie. That is
That's
definitely my honorable
That's
mention
an
for
old. That is an old.
That is
movie.
the one honorable mention.
You got like
I know. There's
a lot
there's-
of the Halloween movies that people flock to. I didn't watch till I was an adult. I didn't watch Hocus Pocus until last year.
Yeah.
And I never watched like Halloween Towns and stuff. So it just like, they all eluded me basically.
Yeah.
That's not a bad thing.
Because
No,
like it's hard to
it-
think of movies that like directly correlate with Halloween. There's movies that people watch on Halloween.
Yeah.
But, like
That
ones
that's
that
what
tie,
you
like,
got
right
to
in with
think.
Halloween is like few and far.
No, I have a question. I do have a question for you. I'll do my list next, but I'll let you do your number one. But I want to ask you a question first. Is Gremlins a Halloween movie or a Christmas movie?
Gremlins is absolutely a Christmas movie.
Okay.
Because it takes place during Christmas.
It does. It does. Well, we had this conversation. This is the Die Hard question.
This is Die Hard all over again.
No, now listen, I'm gonna move my camera for a brief second because
He got him.
I can't not show my Gremlins.
Oh yeah.
I've got like over 50 Gremlins figures, like no lie.
That's awesome.
I absolutely love the Gremlins.
So, but you would
That's
categorize
awesome.
it as a Christmas movie
Oh, it's
because it
absolutely
takes
a
place
Christmas
during
movie.
Christmas.
It is my
Okay.
favorite Christmas movie. That would be
Now-
my top one Christmas movie.
Yeah. So Sarah and I were getting ready to watch a movie last night, and we were trying to find something, and I was like, "Well, it's Halloween. Let's watch Shaun of the Dead." You know, you get a little bit of zombie action, and she's like, "No, let's watch Little Vampire." Like I was like, okay. I mean, I do love Little Vampire. I mean, for how cheesy it is, it's good. But I was like, what about Gremlins? I mean, it's kind of a you
It's
gotta
not
think
even Halloween at all. It's
monster
just
movie.
Monsters.
monster movie. I mean, that's the other thing too. You gotta ask that question. Is it something that literally has to do with Halloween, or is it a monster movie, a thriller?
I mean, whatever
a-
floats your boat.
horror
I mean,
film.
you could watch Miss Congeniality every year on Halloween because that's just your tradition.
Yeah,
So
my
it's
favorite
whatever.
Halloween movie.
That's a scary movie, man.
That movie is a little spooky.
But no, Gremlins is definitely a Christmas
Okay.
movie. It's
right.
even got that weird dark line that should have never been in that movie that they made fun of in Gremlins 2, where she starts talking about her dad dying in the chimney
Yeah.
out of nowhere. She's like, "That's why I don't like Christmas. My dad died in my chimney dressed as Santa Claus, and we didn't find him till like 4 days later." And you're like, why is this in this movie?
Yeah. All right. What's your number one, Logan?
My number one is what I would say is the best anthology ever done personally. Trick or Treat. It is my favorite Halloween movie. It is my favorite anthology movie. And it basically created Daughtry, the guy that made it, is the guy that has done like the Godzilla movies and everything like that. He also did Krampus.
Mhm.
What he basically did was create a mascot for Halloween. Centuries after Halloween's been around, he made a character that now people associate with Halloween and the spirit of Halloween. He made Sam, which I don't know if you guys have ever seen it. Sam is like, he's in his generic little like orange onesie, and he's got a round head that's covered in burlap, and underneath the mask
I'm
he is
literally
actually
looking at
like a
picture right
pumpkin.
now.
Yeah. And he is the spirit of Halloween. Like he is there to make sure you abide by the rules of Halloween or he'll kill you. And it's an anthology. It goes through a bunch of stories that tie together, and they do it so perfectly. And it's seldomly do you watch an anthology where there's not a story that you're like, oh, I could take it or leave that one. This one, every one of them just hit. So I watched it the first time when it came out. I was in high school, I think freshman year, and I've loved it ever since. And this year they finally said they're moving forward with the sequel, which is just going to be another anthology. And the only thing that's going to tie it to the original is Sam's going to be there. But I mean, I have action figures of Sam. I have two life-size replicas of him that chill in my house. My kids have toys of Sam, and every year there's more and more of his stuff on the shelves at stores and stuff. So the dude basically created a Halloween mascot.
Do those replicas ever come to life? And
well,
if you're taking an EVP next to them,
one of them's an animatronic, so he does.
Oh my gosh!
Make the noise and everything. But
wait, is it full of asbestos?
Didn't you say you hate animatronic dolls?
I don't plug them up.
They're action figures, Dad. Come on.
Oh, sorry.
Come on.
No, I hate
Action
little
figure.
dolls that blink their eyes and all that. I'm not about. But like I said, Spirit Halloween had one year, and I was like, oh, I absolutely have to have this. And now I'm working on making my own that looks a little bit better.
Nice. Very
but
nice.
That's my favorite Halloween movie and my favorite anthology. And if you haven't seen it, I absolutely recommend it.
I will go watch it. I feel like I have seen it maybe at some point, but I don't really remember.
I think the only person in there that you're going to see that you're going to know actor wise is the actress that played Rogue is in that movie.
Okay.
So
gotcha.
But it's a great flick. Definitely they're not a kid movie. Like there's not like there might be like brief nudity in the background, like not forefront, and there is murder. So it's not a kid movie, but like it's a great movie. I dig it. Absolutely.
All right. Check it out.
Not murder.
So that's my top 3.
Well,
Solid.
I'm not gonna give a top 3. I'm just gonna go through some of my favorites. And we did watch Little Vampire last night, and I feel like that kind of is a little bit of a movie you watch around Halloween, and it's just one of those things, the nostalgia and the flashback to it. And I always get a hankering to watch the first season of Stranger Things when Halloween comes around, just because of that first like initial 3 or 4 episodes where it's like Halloween's like the important part of what's going on. Nightmare Before Christmas, of course, always a good
talk about debate movies.
Yeah, I was gonna say
Die Hard.
You'll have Disney adults come at you sideways talking about that one.
I definitely think that's a Halloween movie, though. I mean, the song is literally "This is Halloween." I'm gonna title this episode "This is Halloween."
This is Halloween for the first 2 minutes of the movie, and the rest of it's Christmas talk. So
they end it with Oogie Boogie though.
Oogie Boogie.
So
true.
I mean, that's my biggest thing is that it goes from Halloween to Christmas back to Halloween.
Yeah.
So that's the only leg I'm
it's
standing
interchangeable.
on.
You can do it either or.
Oh yeah, for sure.
But I will also hit Halloween Town. We watch that every year too. I do enjoy it. It's super fun. It's funny. Obviously terrible acting, terrible CGI, terrible. Like for the time, it's just not good. But it's fun to go back and watch it and just enjoy it. And then Logan, you had mentioned it. The Simpsons Treehouse of Horror. I love Treehouse of Horror.
Yeah, no, I definitely swear by those. At least like the ones I've watched. I haven't watched Modern Simpsons in
me
forever.
Neither.
But like the old classic ones, absolutely.
Yeah, I can go back and watch those all the time. I know those weren't all movies, but I mean, there's a lot of things TV wise, like you guys said, sitcoms and stuff always had a Halloween episode. Yeah. There's always an episode in those that had Halloween based.
Roseanne was probably one of the best ones.
Oh my gosh, I remember that.
The Connors always killed Halloween. So now the scariest thing about that is Roseanne. I mean,
yeah, for sure. But that's all I got. I mean, I kind of made a list of what I thought would be like, my tops, but I don't really have a whole lot of explanation for them. Just I mean, like you guys have said, like we don't watch horror as much as you guys do as on Tucson. Like, I mean, it's
to be
not
fair, we say that like as much as I'm the only one I feel like in Tucson that religiously watches horror.
yeah.
Okay.
Matt, I got Matt into watching some slashers with me a couple years back. He started watching Friday the 13th because he never did. I would say like the close second would be Bo's like stuff, but he still barely watches. Like I'm like Bane. Like they merely adopted the horror.
I was born in it. Your mother made you do all that.
Yeah,
is what
no,
it
she
was.
did.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
and now I've surpassed her because my knowledge on horror dwarfs her by a long shot. So
yeah. All right, who's next? Golden
That's great.
Emperor?
Yeah,
What you
I'll
got?
go. I mean, I'll go next because my list is like Gunner's list. I mean, it's nothing too crazy. It's, The Night Before Christmas. We've got Halloween Town. Would we count, is Casper a Halloween movie?
yeah, because they have the Halloween dance.
That's what I thought
The
too.
whole-
There you
So
go.
yeah,
I would go with
Awesome movie.
Casper. Monster House. Is that
Monster House is good.
Monster House is I'm trying to think. Monster House was actually made by one of the guys who made one of my favorite comic books ever, Scud the Disposable Assassin. And one of the dudes that worked on Rick and Morty also helped make that.
Oh, nice.
The animation's
Nice.
weird. Those kids look gross, but like
Yeah,
it's a solid movie.
It probably could be remade.
Yeah.
And then, Logan, I know you've talked about this movie a lot, and I just can't not help but love it every time I watch it, and that's Hubie Halloween.
That's fantastic. Oh God. I cannot. I watched it, man. I was excited because I was like, it's a Halloween Adam Sandler movie.
Adam Sandler Halloween.
Maybe
yep.
it won't suck. And it was like Billy Madison and his character from Waterboy had a bastard love child, and that was the character.
And somehow his character from That's My Boy got in the middle of all that.
it was just oh man.
Yeah.
Would you guys count Young Frankenstein as a Halloween movie?
I once again, I think it falls in that the monster movie. I mean,
Yeah, I think it's just
I think it
I-
should.
I mean, there's people that watch like I said, it's whatever your Halloween go-to is. There's people that
Yeah.
will be like, it's Halloween, I'm going to have a Scream marathon, even though Scream has nothing to do with Halloween other than the fact the dude's wearing a
It's
Halloween
horror.
mask.
Yeah.
That's horror.
What about Haunted Mansion? Use some Eddie Murphy.
I haven't seen that movie in so long, but the remake is right around the corner for that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
What about Ghostbusters?
I know the local theater here, the Vintage Theater, aired Ghostbusters for a Halloween, one of their Halloween movies. So, like I
The
said,
Melissa McCarthy one.
Oh,
Yeah.
if you want to watch
That
a
was
fucking
horror.
scary Ghostbusters, watch that one. Let me tell you, yet again, I don't know about words flying here, but let me tell you about a movie that hurt its cause because all these people were like, no, women can do it too. And absolutely women can do it too. It's kind of counterproductive to be an empowering women's movie when within the first 10 minutes of the movie, there's a queef joke.
Oh my god!
Where
Hey,
she has that
Terrence!
EVP
Hey,
and she has that EVP and then it's just like she's listening so intently and then there's the fart and she's like, would it scare you more if I told you it came from the front? And I was like, really? That's the route we went there.
Yeah.
And then there's your boy Thor in there acting dumber than he ever has in any movie.
Yep.
Impossible.
That was rough. And then that movie just got kicked even harder in the knackers when they put out Ghostbusters Afterlife and that movie killed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
I loved Afterlife. But
you
we
remember
go
go
to
see-
talk about
We
a
did go
movie
see that.
that almost made me do the generic one-man tier.
Yeah.
Was that movie. You got Egon popping
Oh,
up on the screen and
oh,
I was
yeah,
just
as
like
a
I was in the
ghost.
theaters being like, oh
Yes.
God.
Yeah.
That was
you remember?
great.
You remember going to see that guy?
Yeah. That was Colton's birthday. We went and saw 3 movies in a day. and
Yeah,
that was
that was-
one of them.
That was a solid flick.
Yeah.
Oh,
It was.
Yeah. And then I think for my last one, I would put it in there. Jeremy would probably be able to attest to this a little bit better. I'm assuming with seamlessly segue into the Emperor
Very
is
nicely done.
the Rocky Horror Picture Show.
Oh,
Man, the riff raff, that just like that movie, man. My dad tells me that they used to go to theaters and like do the stuff with that, and I can't
Yeah.
even fathom my dad participating in something like that. But,
I
like-
can't. My aunt and uncle talk about it all the time and how they used to go and you just go see this movie and participate in it. And I was like, what the heck are you talking
Yeah.
about? And I watched it for the first time. I was like, and maybe because I was a young kid, I was like, whoa, you guys, this is kind of weird.
weird.
It's one of those things where, like, when I just think about it, I can just hear his voice be like, "Time is fleeting, madness takes its toll." Yeah, you had Meatloaf in there,
Yep.
Yeah.
chilling
Yes.
in the freezer out of nowhere. I mean, that's a solid flick.
It is.
So-
You need to see it actually live though.
Oh,
Like actually see it in a theater because it is really good. And the audience participation along with like everybody coming into the crowd, it's insane.
Oh, you can. I mean, but you can never really top Nigel Thornberry in drag, though. You know.
Yeah.
He really kind of is like an underrated,
Oh, he's an amazing actor.
an underrated
Mhm.
actor for
Oh, yeah.
everything he's done.
Yeah.
What was it? He was in Scary Movie 2. He was the guy
that
that
forever.
owned the haunted house. Oh, Scary Movie 2 is the best scary movie, man. But
I
with
think
the-
I
with the
started
guy
on
with, like,
3.
take my strong arm and stirring the mashed potatoes and everything. Oh man.
Yeah.
I'll live
All
with you
right,
forever.
Emperor.
You know me. I'm not a big horror fan movie, let alone to know what to narrow down for to be considered a Halloween movie. So you have to forgive me. I'm just going to rattle off some of the horror movies that I've watched over the years and what I've enjoyed. When I was really young, and we'll use this as my number 3. I remember, and this is still, I watched this with my dad on a Betamax. So this will take
Way
you
to
back.
date yourself.
And I don't even remember
That's
the
a
whole.
VHS.
I don't even remember the whole plot of the movie, except at the end the killer, the monster was killed by the sunlight and his leg was stuck in the car, and that's how the girl walked away, was the monster was burning on the top of this car. It was called Hell Night.
I've actually
Yeah,
heard
look at that. I love that. You young guys are like, I've never even heard of that movie.
Hell no.
Of course, now I'll go number 2, 13 Ghosts. Once again, I know it's not necessarily a Halloween movie, but as far as a horror movie, I think
That movie actually came out. Its anniversary was, I think, yesterday. It actually released in
Really?
October. Yeah.
all right. Well, I can use that then. I'm going to go with that.
A few movies that came out in October that are having anniversaries this year was Donnie Darko, which is also a Halloween movie.
Uh-huh.
Oh, nice.
And was another one. We said 13th Ghost, and there was one more that I know that dropped recently too. I'm not gonna be able to think of it, but there's
Mighty
one
Ducks
more big
2?
one.
Gunner wasn't here for that.
Return to the ice.
Have either of you tried to watch the Mighty Ducks TV show?
I liked it. I liked
watched
it.
the
So
first
here you
season.
Mighty Ducks 2.
I kind of liked it when Emilio was there. I'm not sure I'm going to like it now that he's gone.
I tried. I just couldn't get into it.
It's
personally.
rough. I'll give you that. It's rough, but it's a cute TV
Yeah.
show.
Yeah.
It's yeah. It is what it is. What it is.
It is what it is. My honorable mentions would include Hocus Pocus, which Logan mentioned. Beetlejuice.
I didn't even think about Beetlejuice.
Beetlejuice is
Love
solid
you.
one.
Nightmare on Elm Street, and Courage the Cowardly Dog. Give me that shit any day.
All day.
Wow.
All day, any day.
All right,
Wow.
so my number 1, are you ready for this?
Yeah.
Is Trick or Treat.
Nice.
But it's not your trick or treat.
Trick or treat. I know which one you're talking about. Yeah, that's
Mark-
actually trick or treat.
Is that what it is?
Yep.
Yeah, trick or treat is just trick with an R, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yep.
Gotcha. Gene Simmons, Mark Price. You might remember Mark Price from was it Growing Pains that he was in that? Damn, now I'm drawing a blank. I think he was
I'll
in
Google it.
Pains. With Michael J. Fox. No, wait, that was with Michael J. Fox. Now, wow, I'm on the Call Guys, playing the Call Guys. So,
It was Mark Price. Yep.
Sammy Kerr was the guitar player who was in a satanic metal band and died in a fire, and then his soul comes back through the last album that he recorded, which
Nice.
was an acid, vinyl. And he's going to play on Halloween, and it shoots out the speakers, and his, he just runs around killing people. And the monster that assaults that girl in the back of the car. Oh yeah.
Oof.
She was pretty hot.
No, that's a solid pull. That's a dope movie. That you talk about the acid tape and everything, it just makes me reminds me that I want to do some Two-Sop episodes about stuff that ties into music and everything, like Robert Johnson and all that stuff is definitely something I want to touch on eventually.
You let me know when you want to do the Robert Johnson one, man. I'll sit down and do that one with you for sure.
Yeah, it's there's a long history of music, let alone rock and roll, tied to the paranormal and everything. Yep. It's just you could do a whole month on that alone.
Now,
don't give him ideas. Don't give him ideas.
I have another diehard question. Does The Crow fall under spooky season movie?
The Crow's a little, it's hard to explain because it's like an anti-hero / kind of spooky movie. It's, to me, I'd classify it around like Spawn, and I wouldn't really consider Spawn a spooky movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Although you could take The Crow too. What the city of I don't remember. Was
Angels,
that City of Angels
or something like that? Is
City
that the
of
one with
Angels.
Tara Reid in it?
No, that was a wicked.
There's a lot of Crow movies that should have never happened.
David Boreanaz was in the one with Tara Reid.
Yeah.
No, this one had Iggy Pop, and it was about the guy that came back because they killed his boy and they drowned the two of them in the river. But that one was so intently around a lot of that New Orleans
voodoo
kind of style, voodoo kind of stuff. It was just it was really intense.
Boreanaz, Buffy always had really good Halloween episodes too.
Yep. Oh yeah,
and everything. You had that whole episode of Buffy where everybody became their costumes that they're wearing, and Buffy wore the princess costume, so she was useless. And Xander was dressed up as a military guy, so he was a badass. Willow was
the ghost.
Willow ended up being a slutty ghost because she was dressed all skimpy and she didn't like it, so she put the ghost costume on. So then she just ended up being a ghost where you could see her in her skimpy outfit, anyways.
That I am making Sarah watch Buffy with me. That is my next show. That is my next show. I love Buffy the Vampire
Slayer. Well, then you guys can just transition into Angel, because Angel was actually even a better Buffy, really.
Yeah.
And all those shows, including all the old Joss Whedon stuff, all got continued in comic book form.
Yeah.
Too, literally picked up where the shows ended and they continued on. They did it with Firefly, they did it with Buffy, they did it with Angel. So you got to see what happened to all those people afterwards and everything. They did my girl Anya dirty at the end of Buffy.
Yes, they did.
Yeah.
Oh, you mean Emma Caulfield,
met?
Who I
Emma,
met.
yeah. Wait, can you pull it off the wall real quick?
See, you got to meet Emma.
Yes, I can. Hold on.
Oh my god.
You got to meet Emma.
Oh, don't show your waist. Is you're gonna pitch in a tent.
Pitch in a tent.
He got to meet her and have a good memory. I got to meet Xander and have a horrible memory, because we met him while we were still in high school at a convention, and he was trying to get in the pants of the at the time girlfriend and our friend who were underage at the hotel. He was just trying to lay game on them, and I was like, wow, this ruined Xander for me as a whole. So
he didn't really turn out to be that great of a person in the end anyway.
Nope.
Yeah.
But my boy Spike is solid. So
Spike's solid. Yeah, Spike's solid.
He was actually here in Winona Lake shooting a movie a few years ago. Crap. Now I'm drunk now.
Crap.
That was with the girl from Pitch Perfect, right? Is that the one?
You talked about it in a podcast. There's so many of them, I can't remember.
Yeah,
you actually talked about this, I think, in Golden Image.
It's probably really early on, yeah.
Yeah, because you talked about how you wanted to go. Was that the one where you wanted to go try to be an extra?
No, that was.
I remember you talking about him coming to town.
Yeah, James Masters, that's his name. I didn't think about that.
Him and Cordelia showed up in an episode of Supernatural together as husband and wife.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's trippy.
Yeah, it was dope.
But yeah, they were shooting some movie. I've never even watched it. I don't even know exactly what it was. I followed him on Twitter or Instagram to try to keep up with it when they were released, because they supposedly shot a lot of stuff down there on Winona. So I don't know.
Well, dope.
Well,
actually solid first pick.
Yeah, very good. Those were
Yeah,
good.
those are-
Everybody had Logan. Yours was great. Me and Colton kind of went off on tangents on a bunch of random stuff. But yeah, Emperor, great list. I do have another Halloween question for you guys. What are your favorite Halloween traditions? Do you have anything that you do every Halloween that is something that is like a staple to you?
As an adult, I try to just abide by like the Halloween rules. Like you don't really see trick-or-treaters here anymore. But I try to carve pumpkins, of course, let the kids carve pumpkins. I got 2 sitting in my trunk right now. I put out candy bars all night. I normally try to shoot for full size. Well, 1, because that would be something I'd want to see as a kid, but 2,
Yeah.
nobody ever comes to my door, so I have full size candy bars after.
That is what I'm gonna do this year. I am gonna get as many full size candy bars as I can. I don't know
Do
if the kids
yourself
are
a
gonna
favor.
trick or treat.
Go to Walmart and buy the value pack of the full size, so you don't
Yeah.
spend $1 a pop on candy bars.
Yeah, good idea.
I always try to wear some form of costume, even if it's just me throwing on my movies uniform from Clerks 2 and a backwards
Nice.
cap.
Welcome to movies.
Yeah, I try I just there's a few things I try to do. Like I said, the holiday it's kind of gotten kicked in the junk these last few years. It gets less and less. I mean, we can't ever really go back to, let alone what we had, let alone what Jeremy had.
When we were kids, we would literally walk into people's houses.
Yeah,
like the lady with the popcorn balls.
Yeah,
we would walk into her house.
It was just different.
It was.
Times have changed. People are more scared. More trunk or treating is happening. Like I said, we used to just run around and do our thing, and it's just not that anymore. Unfortunately,
we would meet at Scott's house, and we would walk all of Etna Green with mom and dad, and then we would bring the candy back, and mom and dad would pretty much take all our candy.
I take as much of that as I could.
That place out in Etna Green, that little tiny, like, they would always have the hay maze.
Yeah, the old pick and patch.
The old pick and patch. They would put up a little hay maze and stuff out there, and I would just remember that. But it's like I have awesome memories of.
Do you know what? Do you remember what that is now? Do you remember what they turned that into?
No, I don't.
Crazy Joe's fireworks.
Yep.
Yeah.
Crazy Joe's.
But like, I have absolutely fond memories of Halloween.
Me too.
Kid. And it just sucks knowing that like the kids will never get to have that exact type thing, because it's just really not. Now they'll just be like, I remember when I went trick-or-treating in a parking lot of a church and went car to car, and like it's not the same, but unfortunately times change. So
yeah. Cole, did you want to tell them, because they're going to listen to this episode, but do you want to tell them what you're going to dress up as?
Okay, so so my neighborhood is a really popular neighborhood for trick-or-treaters. I think we, at one point in time, we probably got 3 bags of like 100-piece fun-size candies, and we went through that in about 45 minutes.
Jesus.
And I mean, our neighborhood is just, it'll get hammered Monday night, tonight. So my wife, we go to the church, we go to our church, and we do a trunk or treat on Saturday or on Sunday night. And then Monday we go out and we trick or treat in our neighborhood. And this year we are going as, I'm going to be Shaggy, my wife will be Velma, and the kid is going to be Scooby.
Oh man,
and
you got to send pictures of that shit.
There'll be pictures. And here's the best part, is that my wife has taken cardboard that I brought home from work and has made in it to a cutout a mystery machine.
Oh, that's great.
And our cart and our wagon that we have has a canopy, so it fits perfectly right over.
Nice.
And it's got windows, it's got a front bumper. It's gonna be really, really cool.
Man, that's dope. I cannot overstate how much I grew up around Scooby-Doo, because my mom was obsessed with Scooby-Doo growing up.
She still is she not?
It's not like I have
like
her Scooby-Doo stuff now. Like back in the day, she used to buy anything that was Scooby-Doo and put it on a shelf like what I have now.
Right.
She even has a custom made stained glass lamp that she had made with like the mystery machine and Scooby snacks and stuff on it. But like that, I mean, that was a huge part of my childhood, and like Scooby-Doo and the Ghoul School and stuff like that. I used to watch.
Oh my gosh!
That's a great Halloween special.
Well, let's
That
talk about one of
was-
the best animated things ever is Scooby-Doo and the Zombie Island. That movie to
Oh
this day
yes.
is
Yeah.
fantastic.
Hey, any of that era of Scooby Doo.
Oh,
You
yeah.
got the Witch's Ghost, Ghoul School.
Cyber Chase.
Ghoul School was earlier.
Cyber
Cyber Chase,
Chase.
awesome. I would love to
Scooby-Doo
see
and the-
live action Cyber Chase.
Scooby-Doo and the Boo Brothers. Any
Yes.
movie where you got just Shaggy hanging out with Scooby and that bastard Scrappy.
Nah.
Yeah.
Well,
I remember.
what up?
I'll never forget. That's when I learned about Central and Eastern time zones
Yeah.
because I remember I wanted to watch a Scooby Doo special on Halloween, and it started. And the only time it would give would be Central time because at the time, Indiana, where we were living, it was switching between Central and Eastern. So sometimes it would just depend, you know. And I remember, you know, mom, what time does it start? Like, what time does it start? And it starts at 7. It starts at 7. It's okay. And I was like, okay, well, I just don't want to miss it. Like, I remember learning time zones because of Scooby Doo.
Dang it, Scoob.
Scooby Doo.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
So yeah, I'm super excited. Yeah, because HBO I think has the original Scooby Doo's, and I got the kid. Sometimes Saturday and Sunday mornings, I'll pop it on and we'll watch 1 or 2 episodes. And
You know what?
Yeah,
That's
you kinda
that's
watch
a
it.
great. That is a great Saturday morning tradition because that's the tradition I grew up on. You know, having
Oh,
those,
yeah.
those kind of cartoons. You know, the Scooby and the Spider Man
All
and
the Hanna-Barbera stuff and all that.
oh
Yes.
yeah, all that stuff growing up when I was a kid. You get up at like 6 o'clock in the morning, big bowl of
Oh.
Cheerios right in front of the TV. You might leave by 2 o'clock.
There's
Yeah.
nothing like being a kid and having your whole weekend fucked up because you overslept and missed one of your cartoons. Like being smack dab in the middle of like an important story arc for like Digimon or Power Rangers, and
Oh
you miss an
my
episode because you
gosh.
slept in like a chump.
Yeah.
Ah, man.
I always had basketball on Saturday mornings, and I would go and I would have to miss cartoons. Now sometimes I'd have basketball at either like 8 or 9 o'clock in the morning, and sometimes I'd have it at like 10 or 11. And I remember on the early ones I would miss Digimon, and I was almost heartbroken.
Yeah,
because-
no, that'll do it.
Oh,
Well, see, that's why I
Ugh.
I love Pokemon. I have a really fond part in my heart for Digimon though, because I didn't have WB or Cartoon Network or anything like that at my house. So I was a Fox kid. So like
Yep.
I got Digimon. I was slow to find out about Pokemon. Kids were playing Pokemon and had the toys at school. And
Yep.
they're like, oh, Pokemon this. And I was like, what the hell's a Pokemon? And then like they showed me and everything. And I was like, hey, I have one of those because a lot of people don't remember. KFC was the first restaurant to have Pokemon toys ever. KFC had Beanie Babies of Pokemon that they sold. They didn't have a kids meal. They sold there. And I had a Zubat. My sister had a Seal, and I didn't know what the hell they were because I didn't know what Pokemon was. So I was trying to figure out what the hell a Zubat was, and I just like threw it behind me and just forgot about it. And then all these kids were like, "This is what Pokemon is." I was like, "I have that at home." And like the next day, I come to school with my Zubat Beanie Baby, and I was like, "Look, Pokemon, right? No, I'm cool now."
I'm cool. I fit in, right?
But yeah, I
So
got
you
a
wanna-
Garurumon chilling right there. I mean, I love Digimon.
So you want a Pokemon Logan Pokemon story?
Oh God, what is this gonna be? Is
Always.
it gonna be what is this gonna be maybe you can tell me what that store was. Because it was in Warsaw. Is this the story about how my dad wouldn't let me get Pokemon cards? Do you remember what that store was called?
I don't remember what store it was.
Because
No.
that's where I got all my Puppet Master toys from, was that store. They had action figures of the Puppet Master, and that place was like they sold records and other things. there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
so that
it was. Oh man,
It's it turned into an
was it-
FY. An
it was-
FY.
it was an
something
FYE,
else.
but it was something before that.
I've always wanted to remember what that damn store was called, and I can't for the life of
Oh,
me.
is
But
this-
like that's where I
Was it
went
Sam
to go.
Goody before then?
Sam Goody.
Yeah. Okay. So
There you
go.
that's I went to go do. I still have my badges on my wall in there. I went and did Pokemon League with a kid that I could not stand at school because my dad would not take me to do anything Pokemon. And this kid's mom was like, "I'll take your kid to the Pokemon League where you played cards and stuff."
Right.
And I would go there every Saturday for the longest time because his mom would drive me and stuff. And I love that store, but I could never remember what it was called. I just remember what plaza it was in. They had horror movie stuff. They had
had everything.
records, CDs,
Yeah.
everything. They had Pokemon.
It was
I remember
it was
exactly what
FYE.
you're talking about.
It was FYE before FYE.
Yeah. Yeah, so I remember exactly what you're talking about. Like, it's my first time seeing Pokemon cards out in the wild.
That was the first time I'd ever heard of this thing called Pokemon. And I'm like, what does he want? And your dad's like, it's some stupid toy. And I'm like, oh. And then the next thing I know, that shit just blew up and it was everywhere. And
Yeah,
I'm
I
like,
wish you would have bought stock in that.
Still
Yeah, no
to this
kidding.
day, it is going strong. But yeah, my dad absolutely hated Pokemon and still
Oh
does to
my
this
gosh,
day.
my parents. I remember one time. It was one of those that it was bad, and they learned it from church that Pokemon was not good, and
Oh,
this,
there
that,
was
and the other.
televised sermons about churches being
Oh.
like, it's the devil.
Oh yeah, and I love the TV show, and I remember I had to be at least 8 or 10, and we went to Goodwill, and there was a Pokemon Red there for like $1.
Oh man.
And I had a Nintendo Game Boy that my mom would play all the time, and it would get taken away because nothing would get done around the house. And my mom would say, well, those kids didn't get the chores done. And guess what? So that just meant mom got to have it in their room the whole time. And I remember I bought that game, and she didn't know about it. And then, like a sermon was spoken about it 2 weeks later, and it was like, where's that game at? I was like, I don't know where that thing is.
No,
and I remember hiding, because I had a bunk bed or a loft bed because I didn't have anything underneath. And I remember hiding it in between like the frame and the mattress. And whenever I could get the Game Boy like lost, I would go into my room and I would play it all the time.
I think Pokemon is the first game I ever beat start to finish, but my dad didn't buy me my first Pokemon game. I stole a copy of Pokemon Yellow from another kid at school.
Oh gosh.
Well, to be fair, the kid, I didn't have a Pokemon game, not because they didn't we couldn't afford it, which I mean, we might not, I don't. Yeah. But like my dad wasn't for it, and this kid was calling me poor all day long. You don't have Pokemon because you're poor. So homeboy went to recess. I came back inside and I went and stole his copy of Pokemon Yellow. And I played that game from start to finish, and I've been hooked ever since. So joke's on him.
Well, Chico and
parents can buy him another one.
Chico and the Skywalker were spoiled by their grandmother and their nana because they bought them all that
They
stuff.
always had so much cool Pokemon stuff.
Yeah.
I remember Mojo, she was a baby, and she had Pokemon stuff sitting in a drawer that wasn't even open, that their grandma got them. And it was like the girl ones, like it would be like Jigglypuff and stuff like that. And it was in a little drawer in the corner of her room, unopened, just chilling down there. But they always had the coolest Pokemon stuff.
Yeah, that was their grandma and their nana. Their nana would spoil the shit out of them every chance she got. And
a lot of the stuff I have on my shelf was stuff I remember playing with at your house as a kid that the boys had, because the boys always had like Megazords and like the role play weapons and stuff like that.
Right.
And like that's I remember those from my childhood, and I want to get them, throw them up on the shelf.
Like Beetleborgs. We used to have a ton of Beetleborgs.
I have the whole Beetleborg. I have the whole Beetleborg collection chilling up on top of my shelf because of the Beetleborgs those boys had at their house. They had everything.
A ton of that stuff.
They had the. I remember seeing the commercial. This circles back around to Halloween. I remember seeing the commercials for Flabber's Haunted House from Beetleborgs. And I was like, this was blowing my mind. I was like, this is so cool. It's got this button you push and they slide down the slide. And this is so great. And then the very next day I go to their house, and sitting on their kitchen table set up is Flabber's Haunted Mansion, and about blew my little kid mind. I was like, what? It's just like in the commercial.
Look at it.
They always had like the coolest stuff. They had Metabots toys, Power Ranger toys, and I always loved playing. We collected Pokemon marbles for a while and everything.
I wonder where those are. Probably in the attic of the garage somewhere.
Probably.
They all used to be out they used to, like a big bunch of them used to be out in the little shed that you guys had out back there, little playhouse shed.
Oh God, they've probably gone now.
Yeah. Actually, I think Skylar went through a lot of that and took a lot of that stuff that was in there. You know, all the weapons from the Power Rangers that formed the gun and all that shit.
Yeah, I have the fondest memories of going and playing with all that stuff over there.
Yeah, that's you go back to Halloween, that's you know, our all of our traditions just kind of died off when your mom and dad you know, went to Germany, because that was the big thing for us for a long time, was always the big Halloween parties at your guys' house in Atwood. And you talked about it in one episode, of the haunted maze, where you remember where Donnie strung himself up.
Yeah, he looked like he was hanging and
It looked
everything.
like he hung himself.
Yeah, the wooden tombstones and all that stuff. No, you guys used to do it up like big,
yeah.
big.
Yeah, I remember coming over one time and walking in towards the house, and your dad was dressed up like a scarecrow sitting in the chair, just perfectly still. It just looked, they had a couple other pieces there that were large and that he had made. And then as people would come up, he would jump out and grab them and stuff like that.
Yeah, no, we had a really dope, when I go back and I talk about my childhood there and everything, people like look at me like I'm crazy, because I talk about stuff like the tattoo artist that used to live in our backyard for months at a time. The SummerSlam parties where people are going out and playing volleyball and
Slam
Jam, and then camping out by the pond, and like the big Halloween stuff, and just like all this stuff that we I have one memory that's like burned back here all the time. Like I think it might have been Scotty T's birthday or what, but I remember he got so drunk he slept on our couch. But that year somebody got him a blow up doll that y'all dressed, and you're like, it's Scotty's girlfriend, and that was chilling in our house too. And I just remember I have that memory of that doll being burnt in the back of my head forever. I'm like, why does that even exist? Like, why is there a big blow up lady and it's like just permanently burnt back there?
Yeah, Scotty was pretty lonely back in those days. Oh, we've had them all. The blow up dolls, the blow up sheep. I mean, they've all
I remember a
around.
sheep too. Yeah.
They all made that. Donnie ended up with that for the longest time.
Yeah, that's
no big surprise.
Surprise at all.
Yeah.
I played a gig one time with Voodoo Rain where they found a blow up doll that looked a lot like Christina Aguilera, and our buddy Dale was so excited. He's like, "Germ, you're gonna love with it," and he was all about it. And I'll be son of a bitch, that blow up doll still slept with Brad Hargrave on that.
Oh man,
nice.
He didn't survive the night. I think he rolled over and popped.
Oh.
in a not in a sexual way, just
Oh gosh.
in a harmless way.
I missed the fall actually being fall though. Like up there, you guys could see leaves change colors and stuff.
Oh man, this year was insane with the leaves.
We got nothing like that here. It doesn't really change at all.
The campground, the tree right behind the camper out of the campground. I was looking at that on Monday when we were out there finishing the shutdown. That is the brightest yellow tree I have ever seen. It was just, it literally was awesome.
Yeah.
It was gorgeous.
So like this color here, like this burnt orange, man, we were getting a lot of trees going that color this year. It was just like you're driving down, like Sarah and I. So since we moved, we were heading back from Montana's wedding, and we decided to drive through Plymouth, drive by the old house in downtown Plymouth.
You've been there for like 2 weeks.
Yeah. We wanted to see what changed, if anything changed yet. But we're driving downtown Plymouth, and every tree was just that burnt orange color, and it looked so cool down through there.
Yeah, I miss that.
I hate to say it, but Plymouth is just like this immaculate Christmas and Halloween town. You drive on the south side there, and you driving down there, and they got all the Halloween decorations up, and the trees are changing. And then at Christmas time, everything's decorated Christmas. And I mean, it's just an amazing place to drive down through just to go see.
I just can't imagine that, because the part of Plymouth I'm associated with was the shitty side of Plymouth where Radio Shack was, and it was never anything good to look at.
That was quote unquote the like area where all the stores were, like not downtown, but like
it was right by the Gyro King though. So
King Gyro's, man.
Fucking God, I miss that place so bad.
Oh God.
I could walk to it from the Radio Shack in Plymouth and just get me a big old plate and just
You see, Logan, you see what I have here?
Yeah, you got you some Baja Blast.
That's a Baja Blast. Now, I want you to know, so if for all the Call Guys listeners out there, for all the TUSOP listeners out there that are listening to this episode, Logan lived with us for what, a year and a half.
He's underplaying this. I literally shared the bunk bed right underneath.
Oh, yeah.
Chico.
We were in the same room for, it was probably close to a year and a half, if close to. But Logan moves out and I'm cleaning up this room and I find half of beef and meat burrito underneath the futon, just shoved down in there. Like he got home from Radio Shack one night working with his Taco Bell and leaves this beef and burrito. I don't want to finish it. I'm just going to set it here.
Dude, it would be, I'd get home from Radio Shack, it'd be late. Chico would be asleep, and I always felt so bad because Aunt Bobby would be sleeping in the living room, and I'd have to, that fucking screen door is so goddamn loud at that house. And I would try not to wake her up, and my keys are jingling, and I walk with a limp, so I sound like fucking a peg leg pirate walking through places. And I'm trying to get back to Chico's room. Every time I'd walk past Montana's room, I'd see like a light underneath her blanket. Her ass is still up.
Yeah.
I'm assuming Chico's asleep, but I had this micro TV that's like this big.
Yep.
And I have an Xbox connected to it, and I would put the blanket over my head, eat my Taco Bell, and sit there and play Halo on this TV screen that was like this big.
You know what the best part of that is? You walk in the house and Mom wakes up and goes, "Night, Logan, love you."
Yeah, every time. And every time I'm like, maybe I won't wake her up this time. And then she's like, "Night, Logan, love you." I'm like, "Love you too." And I'm like, "Son of a bitch."
Yeah.
And then I'd always end up sleeping with Ozzy because he would come in there and just hop up and sleep right by me. And
Ozzy.
Old Ozzy.
man,
Old
he would-
Ozzy.
every chance he'd get, he'd curl up in there with me. I'm surprised he didn't get the burrito because there was something he got into once.
Your
Chocolates.
Valentine's Day candy. You
Yeah.
didn't-
Yeah, I don't eat candy, and I got Valentine's candy for. I set it in the corner, and I come home and like Ozzy ate all your candy. I'm like, oh, son of a bitch.
Hey, he was a trooper, man.
Yeah.
He fought through that like it was nothing.
I'm surprised you didn't find the burrito anything, man.
Well, I found the burrito. I didn't eat it, but I found the burrito.
My last night living in that house before I moved to my sketchy, like,
Yeah,
if any
that's
place was
sketchy.
haunted, that it was an old plantation house I lived in where you could see through the floorboards into the dirt basement.
Yeah.
The last night I was there was night before we had inventory at Radio Shack the next day. And remember, we went outside and I got shit faced. It was the night I kept telling Gunnar his head looked like a coconut.
Is that the night you cuddled with the cooler on the out by the
Yes.
garage?
Yes.
Yeah. I hadn't really drank like the whole time I had moved to Indiana, and there's like that one night I cleared out like a bunch of stuff that was just chilling in the bottom of the fridge. And like I just got told, I kept telling Gunnar that his head looked like a coconut, and then I had to wake up and do an inventory at Radio Shack the next day wanting to die. So
Yeah.
it was good life choices.
Good.
Yeah.
Good life choices. Colton, did you give your traditions?
The question that was asked like 45 minutes ago.
Yeah, that question.
Yeah,
from
welcome
30
to the
minutes ago.
segues. This happens every time I get behind the mic.
Yeah. It's okay.
No, it's great conversations. See, that's the beauty of the Call Guys, Logan. Here is we just let you go, and it doesn't matter where you end up.
Yep.
I would say, we always ended up at my mom's parents' house or my grandparents' house there at Etna Green at some point in time throughout the whole night. It was usually probably the last stop, but I don't really remember going to, I'm sure we did. I remember going to Tip to do some trick-or-treating there. I remember going to Bourbon and doing some there, but it was mostly we just kind of got like dressed up and we just went to my grandparents' house. We didn't really do much. Especially living out where I lived. Logan, I lived so where the Goldens live, take that and like take it from Bourbon to where the Goldens live. I live right in between Bourbon and where they live, out there on that same road.
Yeah. What, like maybe 5 miles, if that?
Not even 5. So it's super, super close. And there's nothing out there. We didn't do a whole lot for Halloween outside of some very minimal trick-or-treating.
Yeah.
My parents used to have a Halloween party, a big Halloween party, and they stopped doing that. I remember, I think I was really, really little when they stopped doing it. but I mean, outside of that, I mean, now it's just kind of the stuff that I do with my family, and that's pass out candy, go trick or treating. We dress up. I mean, we've had a costume, I think every year my wife and I do. And, the trunk or treat at our church, we got into that. So, but yeah, I would say that's kind of we always have a costume, and it's a good time. I'm not usually a big one for it because it's just something I wasn't really brought up with doing the costumes and that kind of stuff. But my wife makes it fun, and I enjoy it as much as she might not think that.
I can't remember. I honestly can't remember. Like, I can barely remember any of the costumes I dressed up as a kid. But if we did anything for Halloween, it would literally be with these guys back then, because I lived in Atwood and there wasn't anything going on in Atwood.
No,
the biggest thing Atwood had going on was Doozies, and then Doozies closed down. So
yeah,
there wasn't nothing there.
Logan, how old were you when you lived in Ennegreen?
I lived when I lived out in Atwood, I left on my birthday, which would have been when I turned 11 or 10. I'm trying to think. I came back to the States on my 13th birthday, and we left on my birthday.
Okay.
So I think I was 10 when we left there. So yeah, I lived in Atwood all the way up until I was 10, and then 9/11 happened and my dad re-enlisted, and we went to Germany for 3 years, and us kids were sold a false bill of sale. We were told we would move right back to that area to hang out with everybody, and then we moved to Texas instead.
Colton, let me give you a little backstory. We spent all of our time with Logan and Brittany, all of our time from when I was born until Logan was 10, which would be, I don't even know. Logan, how old are you now?
Am I 30? I'm 31, right?
What year were you born?
91. Yeah, I'm 31 now.
Yeah, you're 31.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So that moment when they left, I remember, was it a hotel that they were staying at? Yeah. I remember that moment, and me and Skylar just being completely like sad, mortified. I don't even know what the explanation to the feeling was, but like they were our best friends for our entire lives up to that point. And then they leave, they're gone. Skylar and I have lost our best friends. Like, they're gone.
At least your ass still had the Trowbridges and everything. My
That's
ass
true.
got thrown into a country where nobody spoke English except for military brats, and they're all douchebags.
Yeah. So it wasn't 10 years until I saw those two after that. That was what was crazy.
That was insane, because we roll up and I see people I recognize. I see Chico, I see Brianna and stuff. And then I'm like, hey, who's your friend? And they're like, that's Mojo. And I was like, what the fuck? Because last time I seen her, she was like, yay high and everything. Like, she was itty bitty, and like she was tall. And I was like, oh fuck, oh hi Mojo, you're a person now.
Yeah. It was one of those experiences. Like, that's one of those things I always think about, like that experience in life. Just, you lose people that you've been with forever. And just coming down to Texas and seeing you guys, that's one of those, things I'm not going to ever forget. So
yeah, it's trippy, because like when that happened to us, they're like, nowadays the kids move, it's no big deal. They can still play Xbox with their friends, hop on social media and see their friends. Us, email was kind of newish, know? So we didn't hear from each other. We didn't write each other. I got a video from you guys one year for Christmas that I watched all the time and everything. But like outside that, we didn't see each other or hear from each other. So
yeah,
it was bonkers.
It's crazy.
But we did go to different schools and everything, which was like, I always wanted to go to school with them, but I went to Atwood School, which got closed down shortly after I moved.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I remember going to one of Brittany's dances at that school. I don't remember. I think it might have been a Halloween dance, actually.
Yeah, they did do Halloween dances in that big weird shaped gym. It had that like like that old air hanger shaped gymnasium.
Yeah, it's like domed off, but not like a cylinder.
So my family is from Atwood. Like, they're from Atwood. So the Atwood Greyhounds. I've actually got a belt buckle that my grandpa used to.
Oh no, he's got it right there.
No. I've got Atwood Greyhounds koozie.
Oh man,
I still have to this day
sick.
with my movie stuff in it. I also have a baseball hat too.
Yeah,
So,
I mean, That's pretty cool. And so yeah, I know exactly the air hanger you're talking about that they play
Yeah.
in that
Yep,
gym.
yep.
They had
That's
a badass playground that they scrapped out. Now it's all that's left out there is the jumping tires. But it's a great
Yep.
place to go skate and stuff. Is that parking lot?
Oh yeah,
So-
we did that a ton. We went out
yeah,
there
no,
and rollerbladed.
me and Mojo on the same day both ate shit hardcore out there. Like I was on a ripstick going down this huge ramp, hit a rock, and then just tore my shit up. And then right after that, Mojo ate shit and fucked her leg up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think my dad actually held a wrestling match, promoted a wrestling match in that
in
gym.
the air hanger.
Yeah,
Probably that'd be a good place to do it.
Yeah.
a long time ago too.
But yeah, it's always a trip going back out there because a lot of stuff out there shaped me. Like my horror roots go back to going to I was talking about with you the other day, Jeremy. The video store out there. Why am I forgetting it?
Oh, Video World.
Video World. I'd go to
Yeah.
Video World, go get me a little cardboard tag off of Puppet Master and take it home with me. And
That's a tattoo. That's a tattoo parlor now.
yeah, I seen
Yeah.
that. I was looking it up on there and seeing that's a tattoo parlor
Yeah.
now. But I'd go there all the time because there's like people would be like, we go to Blockbuster. My dad would be like, Blockbuster's too damn expensive. We'll go to a Video World.
Colton, you know the building we're talking about?
Yeah.
Yeah, right there.
It's on Old 30, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's just like all the things that I remember there fondly all like slowly went away because like Video World went away. Blockbuster's gone, but like I guarantee the Hallmark store still got to be right there, right?
Nope, it's
They
gone.
got rid of
They
it.
got rid of it too.
Yeah.
Man, they had a gnarly Christmas section over there.
Yeah, they
Uh,
did.
It just like all the food places I knew either burnt down or closed down. Is Peking still a thing?
Yeah.
Yes,
It
yes.
moved though. It
Still
moved.
Yeah.
They've rebuilt.
Yeah.
So,
But there was that restaurant that was right next to Peking, I think. It was like in that catty corner. Or I might be thinking of a different Chinese restaurant, but it was I want to say it was either the Walmart, the original Walmart Plaza.
Yeah, you're
Where
thinking of the.
King's,
You're thinking
it was,
of King.
King's Buffet or not
No.
King's Buffet, but
New Hong, not New Hong, China Palace.
Yeah, there you go.
There
Yeah.
was a restaurant right next to China Palace that did like
Mancino's.
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 Yeah,
Ah, I
Mancino's.
love
I used to go to
Not there anymore,
Mancino's
though.
and play Virtual Fighter and get grub from there.
Yeah.
And it's just like every place I could think of closed down. My pizza place that I ate at every Wednesday when I worked at Radio Shack. What was it? Pizza.
Oh,
Beef or something.
that's
But-
the one that was like super expensive,
Yeah,
except
I could
on
only
Thursdays.
Yeah, I could only afford it on Thursdays, and I would go get a pepperoni and smoked bacon deep dish on Thursdays.
Yep.
And that place closed down too. So like I don't. All the places I liked are gone now.
all right. Hey, let me hit my traditions real quick.
Yeah, go through it, man.
I don't really have a whole lot. When Sarah and I lived in Plymouth, we decorated both years we were there. We did the whole, spider webs around the columns in the front porch, the caution tape, all that good stuff. We handed out candy, all that good stuff. I do remember all the stuff when we were young, doing the haunted house at your parents' house and all that stuff, Logan. But I think more so now, the tradition I want to have is just being the person that hands out candy and sitting out and just enjoying the kids coming up and all the different costumes and stuff. I think that's more fun, to be honest, than anything I did as a kid, is seeing the kids do that. So
Just wait until you get some crib midgets that are gonna drag you around to go get
Yep.
And say, enjoy that now before you have to go take them all around to the neighborhood so they can go.
oh,
Yep.
I'm gonna do what Colton does. We're doing Scooby-Doo and
Hey,
the circus, and I don't even know.
Oh, that you just wait until your kid's old enough to be like the oscillating ideas of what they want to be for Halloween.
Oh,
I've heard
gosh.
every day it changes. It's like I want to be a fairy, I want to be a clown, I want to be
I
a
wanna-
clown fairy. It just
I want to
like,
be a My Little Pony.
it just changes and changes and changes.
Yeah,
yeah, but
Oh,
that was
yeah.
Colton, to be fair. He's the one.
yeah.
that
He
told us to do
did
that.
say the My Little Pony thing. Yeah.
It was last week. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Well, and you know what
Do
his My Little Pony name would be? Vanilla Thunder.
That's right. Vanilla Thunder.
Speaking of Vanilla Thunder, I want all the Tusop listeners out there. A raffle code for you guys is going to be Vanilla Thunder. So if you made it this far in this episode, I want you to message me at either the United States of Paranormal at gmail.com, or Facebook, wherever, and I'll enter you in a raffle to win a shirt. And we'll talk about it more on our episode. and everything. But
Nice.
the code is Vanilla Thunder.
I like it. Actually, thank you for mentioning, because I do have to tell all of our listeners out there, do not forget.
The
Do
Wally
not
points.
forget that
Wally
we
bucks.
have 50 Wally Bucks up for grabs. If you comment, like, and share our Facebook post from this episode, we'll put you in for 5 entries into this raffle for the Wally Bucks.
Wally Bucks.
If you like, you get 1. If you comment, you get 1. But please do all 3. You
Send
get
an
5
email?
entries.
Yeah. If
And
you're
if
into,
you-
crinkle cut fries like a terrorist, I mean,
But yes, so everybody out there, please send an email, like, comment, share our post on Facebook. Get as many entries as you can, because we will be drawing a name at the end of episode 36 for the winner of these 50 Wally Bucks. And I will get a hold of that person and send them off to you. Hopefully you live in Northern Indiana. Logan, sorry.
I can just
that reminds
imagine.
me-
I hope it's someone from out of state.
I
I
do
need to send
too.
you guys a picture, because the Wally Buck reminds me. I've got a dollar that I made back in the day for a person's birthday, and it was called a suck buck, and it was a picture of Matt on a dollar bill. For from Matt, and I was just dolling them out.
Come on.
I still got. I'm sure there's some still circulating out there somewhere. That just haven't been
Wow.
cashed in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Valid in any state.
All legal tender.
But yeah, I love the tenderloin at Finger Point, but I'm just not a crinkle cut fried man myself. Give me a curly, give me a steak fry, but that fucking cafeteria food, man, ruins crinkle cut fries for
Well,
me. They
it's too
suck.
bad that you can't enjoy. Maybe when you guys make it up here one of these days, we'll take you to Oaken Alley and you get some of those sweet potato fries.
Oh, those suck too. I don't
Oh,
like
no, these
sweet
are
potato
so
fries.
good. They're so
Ah.
good, especially with that dip that they got. Oh,
Oh,
Give
that
me an
horsey.
Arby's
Horsey.
curly fries any day.
Yes.
Some Arby's curly fries with some horsey sauce, or just any day.
Gosh, now I'm hungry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I still
All right.
gotta go cook dinner after all this.
That's it. I'm gonna let you guys get out of here. I'm gonna do some plugs. I would love for you guys to plug your podcast while you're here.
Yeah, sure.
So let's do
Well,
it.
I mean, you always get forced to do the plugs anyway.
I'm just
So I'll help you out.
I'm just so good at it this point. I just keep on going.
I
So
can't
everybody,
remember the websites. So
that's okay. I got them.
Okay.
I got you. All right, everybody. Thank you for listening to the Call Guys podcast. I want to thank Logan from
Yes.
Team Tejas,
Thank you.
from TUSOP, the United States Paranormal, and the Emperor from the Murdnerds, Golden Image podcast, Indiana Chiefs fans podcast,
he's got
and
actual pronouns.
TUSOP.
There
he
you go.
does.
He's
They're
got actual
beautiful.
pronouns.
They're beautiful.
Oh.
Everybody, you can find us
Wait.
wherever you get your. You can find us wherever you get your
Murdnerds.
podcasts. You can get us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, Google Podcasts, anywhere that you get your podcasts. Also, please go check us out on YouTube. You can search us on there. You can watch our videos every Monday when we post our episodes on all your favorite podcast sites. You can also find us on all your favorite social media accounts, whether that be Facebook at facebook.com/thecallguyspod, Instagram at the Call Guys Podcast, and TikTok at the Call Guys Podcast. You can also send us all your recommendations for the question of the podcast, future episodes, anything that you want to send us, anything that you want to talk about with us. Arian did send us an email this week. She said that she went back and listened to the Murdnerds crossover because of Beer 30, and she
nice.
understood exactly what Jake was saying.
We actually referenced in this episode.
We did at one point, yes. So yeah, send us any of your emails, anything like that, to the Call Guys Podcast.
And she is
at
also in
gmail.com.
on. Is that technically a entry into the Wally Bucks? Are we? Gonna
I would
count
say so.
that?
I mean, sure.
Okay.
Why not? Arian, you're
Whether
in for
she
the
wants
Wally
it or
Bucks.
not.
I'm gonna stop at your house after work and drop you off 50 Wally Bucks if you win.
Nice.
Send your emails. Send your emails to the callguyspodcast@gmail.com and check out our merch store at the callguyspodcaststore.com. All right, Emperor, give me Golden Image podcast.
Golden Image Podcast. You can find us at facebook.com/Golden Image Podcast. We are a podcast where we go do things so you'll want to go do things. It is me. It is Chico Noise. It is the Skywalker. And that's it, really. Check us out every other week. And then, in the other weeks, we do vintage Golden Image radio shows. If you haven't listened to the Marty Bixler, go check that out. You will laugh your ass off.
Hilarious. Hey, Logan,
Hey,
if you could rate how much porn Scott watches on a scale of 1 to 10, what would you say?
Say, is it to Trowbridge?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Scotty T. Yeah.
Oh man, I kind of don't want to think about it.
Oh gosh.
listen to the episode.
I sat on his furniture a lot, man. I don't want to.
I wouldn't have done that. You ever notice that? You ever notice I just always stood when I was over there?
Yeah, the floor was
door.
a bit tacky.
Don't touch
walking through
anything.
there in tennis shoes.
Sorry, Scott. You do this
I
to
would like
yourself.
to think that Scott was one of the original pioneers of the internet porn. I think he was boldly going where nobody was going
Oh yeah,
back in the day.
100%.
Hey,
All
we're
right.
saying this while we're talking about Arian asking questions.
Oh,
so
yeah.
I'm sorry, Arian.
She will be laughing just as hard as we are. I guarantee it. You can also go check out the Murdnerds podcast at facebook.com/Murdnerds. They are a true crime podcast that covers all things, whether it's unsolved murders or missing persons cases throughout the entire world at this point. So go check them out.
Also animals too now. We got animals.
yeah, they
we
do.
got trains. I mean, it's a madhouse.
They're
Go support
going
my
everywhere.
favorite Murd Nerd, Trashly.
Trashly.
Support. we Oh, no. You can also check out the Indiana Chiefs fans podcast, facebook.com/IN Chiefs fans pod. We are from Indiana. We love the Kansas City Chiefs, and we are season ticket holders, so we spend a lot of time out there. So go
And
check
a
us
lot of
out.
money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
way too
Rally
too
House
much
takes
money.
all my money, and I love it.
Yeah. All right, Logan. Tusop.
All right. You can check out the United States of Paranormal podcast at all the before mentioned socials and whatnot. I think at facebook.com/the United States of Paranormal.
Hey.
We're on Instagram, Twitter, and we are currently charting in Singapore now. So
I love
what's
that.
up?
Nice.
Singapore listeners. But we every week we have a different team. Team Bougers based out of Indiana and Team Tejas based out of Texas. And we cover all things cryptid, creepy, and paranormal inside the United States. So check us out if you like spooky stuff, if you like incoherent ramblings about stuff like sister wives.
Oh man, I died. Man.
Learn
Longest
something new every
conversation.
week. So
Long
and we have a live
conversation.
show coming up, which nobody's ever, I mean, at this point, yeah, you can go listen to it.
Yep.
Yeah,
So-
it is coming out the same time that this podcast airs. So if
You
you
know the
hear
best
the end
thing
of this
about the live
podcast, go
show?
check it.
I get free beer. From
Yes,
brewery. So I
I'm
mean,
flying down to Texas. Can I get free beer?
Win-win. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
We'll mic you up and you get some free beer. But yeah,
Yeah.
check it out. It's been a trip. It's been really a cool experience doing all this, and now I get to say that I was on another podcast. This is the first time I've got to be on a different one. So
Two-time.
yeah,
Yep.
no,
I'm excited for this. Let's see, this airs on Monday. Wednesday's episode should be mine, and it's called The Rolf House, and I am super excited for you guys
Nice.
to hear that one. I love this story. So
I'm
That'll be
stoked
pretty
too.
good.
It doesn't have anything to do with dolls, right?
yeah, fucking
No
no more
dolls.
dolls. No more
Dolltober
dolls.
is
Dolltober is
over.
Yeah.
over. So
Yes.
if you're listening to this is your last chance to buy Dolltober merch too. So United States
Yes.
Paranormal.
The 31st is the last day, right?
Yeah,
So
it'll be the
people
last
get
day. As
out
soon as it
there.
hits November, all that shit's locked up, buried. So maybe next
Oh.
year. I don't know. We'll see.
Send- hey, hey.
we doing
I'm gonna-
Dolltober again next year?
Yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
send it to the cryptid keeper, and all
Yeah,
you will
there you go.
understand that here. In a
Well,
few
that's
episodes.
that circles back around to what you can win in the raffle. If you win this raffle with the code Vanilla Thunder, you can win a shirt that is going to be, you're going to be the only fan with this shirt. This is a shirt that not even Golden Jay has seen. This is a
Oh.
shirt that will be exclusively for you. No other fan can have it. So like I said, hit us up and on one of our socials, hit us up at the email, hit us up at one of the Facebook, Instagram, whatever.
It's not the shirt you're wearing right now, is it?
No, it's not. This is all mine. No,
He's gonna be-
I'm
he's
hoping
gonna
it
wear
gets
it.
framed.
Hey,
Yeah.
don't wash it because that is gonna bleed.
But yeah, if you want your chance to win a very, very limited edition United States of Paranormal shirt, you got to hit us up with that code Vanilla Thunder. So
I like it. I like it. All right. Anything you guys want to add to this episode? I really do appreciate both of you being here. I know they were supposed to be pop-ins, but I'm so happy you guys stayed.
I'm sorry. It was just supposed to be a pop in.
Oh, this is great.
I'm not
great.
sorry. I'm not going to let you tackle Spooky without me.
Yeah.
I'm glad.
Well,
I'm glad.
Colton did know that Logan was coming, but he had no clue that the Emperor was coming. And
I'm so glad he said I do. He said I do.
Right. Yeah, that's right. All right, guys. Anything else?
Oh my gosh. I do. I want to say just, hey, thanks for spending your guys' evening with us. Thank you so much, Logan, Emperor. Glad we got to have this conversation, this time together. Obviously, Logan, this is our first time really interacting.
Oh yeah,
kind of like in this airspace. So that's I had a lot of fun tonight. So I just thank you so much for making time and coming on and really making this episode worth listening to.
Can I be the one that says the obligatory "I love you, brother" at the end of this one?
If you
Yeah,
want
do
to.
it.
You all killed it tonight. I love you, brothers.
I need to go back and tally how many times Colton said "love you, brother."
Yeah, I mean, you got a better thing going on there. All my co-hosts tell me to go fuck myself on the regular, so.
All right, everybody out there in podcast land, we want to thank you for listening to the Call Guys podcast. Go check out Tusop. Go check out Indiana Chiefs fans. Go check out the Golden Image podcast and the Murdnerds. Wow, that was a lot, Emperor. You need to stop doing podcasts.
No, there might be more coming. Just
No,
saying.
Oh, good Lord.
No, thank you.
I'm gonna leave it at that. But I do believe that the next Golden Image podcast will be an announcement of something in the future.
It's Scotty's porn review podcast.
Everybody,
Yeah, listen, that didn't take more than 30 seconds to get to knock that one out. So
it's a twice daily episode.
and you really can't even get a camera on it because it just hurts a jerk.
Scotty's gonna be like, I give this porn video a 5 tissues.
The 5.
I'm sorry, Arian. I really am.
Everybody, thank you for listening to the Call Guys podcast. We will see you next time.
Keep it spooky.
That's right.
Oh,
That's all you've been thinking.